Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, great and wonderful people of Biafra, lovers of freedom all over the world. I greet you according to your time zone, and I welcome you to this program. Of course, while you are joining us, share the video, invite others to join. Wherever you are joining from, are you watching on YouTube? Share this video, like the video for the algorithm to do the sharing. Are you watching on Facebook? Do the sharing. Don't forget to like the video. Very, very important. I have been very controversial these, recent days, right? Yes, I have been very controversial these recent days. And the reason why I've been very controversial these recent days, it is very important for our people to understand that all that glitters can never always be gold. All that glitters can never always be gold. The reason why I am doing what I am doing is for us to understand that now there is no way that we are going to achieve what we are looking for from the people who are benefiting from what we are into. We cannot achieve from it. So that is the reason why it looks like I've been very controversial. And anyị na-azọ nnwere onwe anyị na-azọ nnwere onwe and otu anyị si azọ nnwere onwe onye ọbụla na-azọkwa nnwere onwe nke ya o nwere right ịzọ nnwere onwe nke ya maka na ọ bụ na isi onwe gị na ị nwere right ịzọ nnwere onwe nke gị ịgwazia ndị ọzọ na fa nwere right ịzọ nnwere onwe nke fa maka na fa na-azọsi ya n'aka ndị fili na ndị oyi gị makwa na o nwekwa ihe a ga-achọ gị n'anya maka na ihe nji ekwuli ya wụ na all the very, very important that our people understand that na if ọbụna you deserve, another person deserve kwa ya. Regardless of ebe onye ahụ si pụta, regardless of ebe the person si pụta, unu n'anya n'ihe na-eme na mgbago ndị ede na akwụkwọ nsọ, unu n'anya ife na-eme na mgbago ebe ahụ, unu ga-aghọta na ndị mmadụ ọkwa ndị na-adịrọ informed, ndị na-amarọ na-ada enweta information about geopolitics. Fa gbakọrọ aka otu a jekwunyelu ndị asị na ede na afa ha na Bible. So ka fa kwunyelu ndị ahụ fakwunyelu fa maka na ha na-ene onwe ha anya fụ ndị a na onwe ife ndị a ga-emelụ fa n'ọdịnihu. And ife aka nnọ ka m gwazia ndị a na onwere ife ndị a ga-emelu unu n'ọdịnihu. Onye ji mmadụ na ana ada eje azọpụta onye eji na ana, ada eme ya eme. Ofu onye ji mmadụ na ana ụta ọma nje zọpụta onye eji na ana, ọ dịrọ possible maka na o ji mmadụ na ana. Angwa okwu otu ọwụ na isi jide mmadụ ahụ wụ na unu na ọfụma iwe nọkọtazi sizia na ha ga-apụ je zọpụta onye ahụ ha ji na ana. Ada emekwu ya eme. Ife nchọ ka ka our people malụ, ọ dị very important. Anyị na-azọ nnwere onwe. Ndị anya na ndị edelu unu na akwụkwọ nsọ na-azọ nnwere onwe. Nnwere onwe ka ha na-azọ. So nyanwa ka m ji wee kwuo na mama nkwunyelu ndị a na mama nkwunyelu ndị a, m ga-akwụ m n'etiti ndị na-azọ nnwere onwe. Akwụnyelu m ịzọ nnwere onwe mana were onye nkwunyelu n'ime ndị a. O ji ihe mmadụ wenye aka elu akalowe elu o wetuo ya. Ọkwa otu o si dị, otu a nke ọ dị maka na unu n'anya tata ifurat na ihe niile na-eme na mba ofesi, ihe niile na-eme na mba ofesi a na-ada ejikali our emotion efinish ya. ife ọbụla mebe na mba ofesi ewele awa emotion finish ya. Ị na-anya mgbe nwoke mba Amerịka nke chịburu Amerịka pụtara ọrụ, ọbịa ndị be anyị evulu flag ya na-akpagharị na-akwụgharị na-awụnye elu, eburucha flag akwụgharịcha wụnyicha elu, ma ndị etiri ihe ma ndị emerụrụ arụ ma ndị egburu egbu. Nwoke ahụ banyere ebe ahụ wee ihe ọ gwa unu onwedife ọ ga-agwa unu, maka na onye ji mmadụ naanị adịghị anọkọta jewe isevu onye ọzọ eji n'ala. Ije na isevu onye ọzọ eji n'ala na analụ gị nke iji n'ala, agwasịa gị na ndị iji n'ala na ọkwago ji ha n'ala. So you can onwere ka ị ga-esi megide ihe n'ụwa ka ndị anụnwụ na-ekwu na ede na akwụkwọ nsọ nyere unu aka ọ dọrọ ada eme ya eme. Ifefe ga na-eme bụ na ha ga na-eme na ha kwụnyere unu na ha kwụnyere unu. O nwere ndị na-ekwu okwu si na ọgụ nke a na-anụbu anụ na ọgụ a na-anụbu anụ na yawa ọgụ wụ nke anụnwa sị ndị a bi n'obodo oyi na-atụsi ike na ndị ụmụnne ha. Ọgụ ahụ a na-anụ na mgbago ebe ahụ, achọrọ m ka ịghọta na ọgụ ahụ efu that place wụ ọgụ nnwere onwe. Ọgụ nnwere onwe ka a na-anụ ihe ahụ, maka onwe ihe ndị be anyị aghọtara. Onwe ife ndị be anyị aghọtara. Our people don't understand that na ekwesịrị m ị na-asụ ihe a n'oyibo, maka onwe ndị nchọ ka ha nụ ihe a na-ekwu. Onwe ndị nchọ ka ha nụ ihe a na-ekwu na-adịghị anụ oyibo, mana ihe nji asụrụ ya n'Igbo maka ọgụ ahụ. Ị na-anya maka ọgụ ahụ, anyị na-enwe ndị ruo akwụkwọ ihe a na-apịdosi anyị aka because of ọgụ ahụ, ka anyị wee hafụ ndị ga-atụpụta alụ, ndị ga na-ewepụta ihe zoro ezo a na-asọpụresi fa batụrụ nke ahụ dị iche. So ife nnachi ikwu na ọgụ ahụ a na-anụ na mba ebe oyi na-atụ, ịma na ndị anụnwa edela akwụkwọ afa ha na akwụkwọ nsọ, ịma na ha kwụ n'etiti. Onwe ndị si na ha kwụnyere ọrụ na ha mere, ha kwụ n'etiti. And n'etiti ahụ ha kwụ, ihe ọ pụtara nọọ ikwulu n'etiti, inwe access to ndị a, inwe access to ndị a. Now ndị be anyị pụtazi eburu obi ha niile donyere ofu onye, ebe ịmakwa na ịdịkwa in fact ịdị vulnerable, isiri ike. So ndị anụnwa na-anụ ọgụ a, ịmadụ ifefa na-anụrụ ọgụ nke fa, maka na ife na-achọ ụwa bụ utu nzuzo, secrecy bụ ife na-achọ ụwa. Mana one of the things and one of the mistakes anyị na-eme is that na anyị pụta otu a, anyị eme people ka fa mara about obi anyị mgbe ọwụna. Imezie ndị gị na-anụsara ọgụ ka ha mara obi gị, mara ka ha ga-esi wee na-etu unu dị obi ka redio. Nwanne fewere ọnọdụ, maka na ife anụnwa anyị na-azọ, anyị na-achọ ka anyị zọpụta onwe anyị, zọpụta ndị ọzọ nọkwa na mba Naijiria, zọpụtakwa fa. Ọ bụrụ maka na ihe anyị zọpụta ha n'onwe anyị, ndị ọzọ emupe anya, maka na ha na-anya n'elu n'azụ, onwezi onye kwuru ha n'etiti, because ha ji anyị mezu okwu. Ifu na mba Naijiria, in Nigeria, Biafra wụ ihe eji mezu okwu, eji anyị agba ụnọ n'etiti. And anyị mara anyị pụ ha na ndị nke ọzọ agaghị anọkwatanwuzi, mana ha na-eji anyị ewere anyị atụnyelụ ndị obere ọgụ, apụtazi asị na anyị na ndị anụnwa na-anụ ọgụ, ha nwa kwuru n'etiti. Ife ndị Fulani na ndị ofe ji anyị eme. So Britain welụzie anyị dewere ha n'etiti ka ha were anyị na-agba bọọlụ, maka ha mana Britain mana anyị pụọ na ndị anụnwa ama nnọkọnwụ atọl, na ha ama nnọkọnwụ, fe ebidozie fụwa onwe ha, fụbazie na nsị dị chafa n'ike. Ife ha na-eme ama anyị nyenwa mee ife anyị na-azọ ji wee bụrụ ife dị ife tara akpụ. Ife anyị na-azọ ataka akpụ, maka ịbịa na ndị agha ịbịa na ndị agha ndị Naijiria, ị na-anya na ndị agha ndị agha ndị Naijiria bụ ndị Hausa, ndị Yoruba, some ndị Igbo, ndị Fulani, then ị bịazịa enwezikwa onye Igbo nọ n'ezigbote ọkwa n'isi n'ogo nọkitewolo onye isi. Onweziri onye Igbo nọkitewolo the last number, maka na ihe niile a na-eme eme ajọs were anyị dọnye n'etiti, ibekarịa akwa enye gị obere ọkwa in the presidency or enye gị obere ọkwa in the cabinet. So at the end of the day, you will always take a position that you are going to be controlled by the higher ranking officer. So others are in etiti ibekarịa akwa too much enye gị position dị ka onye gana control gị. You can never be the last number. You can never be the person a ga-abụ ejecha agwụ. So ị na-eche ihe ndị a niile anya, ị na-eche efe anya, ịpụta mmadụ na-abụọ na-anụ ọgụ, elephant na-abụọ na-anụ ọgụ. In fact, ọ bụrụ the elephant na nkịta na-anụ ọgụ, elephant na nkịta na-anụ ọgụ. Ịpụta ejekwunyezielu elephant maka na ọ wụ elephant. Ịlapụzia nkịta ịma na a ga-atagbu tagbuo m taa ma ọkpụkpụ ya. Enwe ihe nchọ ka anyị malụ, anyị ejiri ọ bụ na ịma ihe anyị na-azọ for nkegharị anụnwa ndị mba ofesi bịa kegharịa anyị n'ala Igbo. Onye nwa ka anyị na-azọ. Ndị mba ofesi bịa kegharịa anyị na anyị pụta otu a, anyị ama nwa eze. O nwere onye kwuru okwu nke anyị ga-anụ okwu ya. Onye nke a pụta ọsị kama onye a ga-achị m, kama m ga-eso onye a ka nje kee nke m. Onye nke a si ebe osi ọpụta sị kama m ga-eso onye a ka nje, let me go and create my own. Nke isi ebe osi, you will never ever get it right in that manner, because you go to me, I give you my philosophy. You go to another person, they give you their own philosophy. Now ị gakwuru onye ọzọ enyekwa gị another one. By the time you know it, you become very confused. And confusion brings ignorance to some people. But the confusion can trigger your consciousness to actually look for wisdom. But if you are confused in most occasions, it leads to ignorance. So that is the reason why I want me now. Ndị anụnwa na-anụ ọgụ otu a ha na-anụ ọgụ. Anyị kwesịrị ịbịa na-akwụnyelu ndị ga-etigbu. Ikwunyelu ndị ga-etigbu mgbe ọwụna kwa ha ga-etikwe. In fact, enweghị ewu na ebe ikwunyelu onye ume adụrọ. Ihe iji akwụnyelu onye ume adụrọ maka na ịma na ọma nkọta onye a mvọ, na ọ ga-akata ya mvọ, mana mvọ ahụ ama mgbe ọbara. And onye ahụ ikwunyelu ume adụrọ, ọ bụrụkwa na ị ga-akwụnyelu ya maka na kwunyelu ya luzuo akọ na uche gị. Na ịpụta ikwulu n'etiti maka na ịnọlụ ebe oyi gị morally, ethically, ife a na-agwa gị, ịnọlụ ebe oyi gị na-eme ihe ọjọọ, ịpụta isiri oyi gị ahụ nna na ihe ị na-emekwewu ihe ọjọọ. Oyi na-atụ ụjọ na isi oyi gaa na ihe ị na-emewu ihe ọjọọ na ọ ga-akwụsị ịbụ m oyi. Ị ma na gịnị ya bụrụ oyi na gịnị ya bụrụ oyi. Ihe gịnị ya wụdo ọwọ gị wụrụ nwa bọyị, iji ọsụ wụrụ nwa na-eso ya esogheli etili ya mkpu. Ọ ife ịbụ. And agakwana akwụsị ime gị nwa na-esogheli etili ya mkpu until ịmali ife bụ oyi na iso mmadụ tieli ya mkpu. Otu a nke ọ dị. Ka hapụ ịdị na-esogheli ndị mmadụ etili fa mkpu. Ị na-etili mmadụ mkpu, itigidela onye ahụ mkpu ka ọ bịa melụ gị gịnị? Ndị nyefe anị ebe ha nọ, ndị wele anị ebe fa nọ nyefa wụkwa ndị ji gị n'ana. And ịmakwa na onwe gị, even ịgụkwa enwe ife ndị gara aga na-akpọ ndị archaeology. Ịgụkwa n'ime ndị archaeology nke fa wetara anyị ka ịfụkwa mgbe ndị agbabata na anị ahụ. Ịmasị na ndị otu nna unu bụ ihe bi na anị ahụ, oku unwu wee daa, agha kali, and the father emezi ife ha da-edobezi iwu onye nye ha anị ahụ enwezi agụụ na anị ahụ enwezi ife ha na-aghọta plus agha anụgolu ife niile na-aya tọkọzi. Migration started before the Arab invasion even. Some of them moved away from that area. Some of them moved away from that area. Some of them did not even go to the land. Like our own direct ancestor did not go to the land. He moved before the, living for the land because of drought. So today now, anyị abịafụ ndị bịa dachi anyị ndị ji anyị na ji anyị ahụ setụlụ ka ha wee welụfa wee na-alụ ka welụfa na-alụ ife akpọ proxy, welụfa na-amonitọ ihe niile na-eme na mba etiti. So ha welụzie ha na-amonitọ welụzie fa jide ndị mba etiti n'ọlụ. Unu pụta unu na-asị na ndị anụnwa na ngwa agha ha kali ifefa na-eme kali, mana ndị anyị efe ebe ahụ fa na-echedo fanọdụ di ya ga-awụ ha chọkwa ha eje bughelie isi obodo. Ọkwa ma ekwe na-anụ mgbe onye gafelu na mbe onye chịrị Amerịka n'oge gara aga, ọkwa o ji ebughelie isi obodo buje ebe a na-ekene ebe a na-ekpe ekpere ọnịnụrụ ya. So unu pụta unu na-asị ma ndị na-agụ na ha na-agụta n'akwụkwọ nsọ na ndị agha ndị mba anụnwa na-anụ ọgụ na ndị agha ha ụwa niile ga-atụkwasị ha obi weli ya na-aghọgbu onwe unu. Ndị na-agụ akwụkwọ nsọ na-adịghị aghọta akwụkwọ nsọ ya na-ewe m iwe. Onye pụta ọgụọ nke onye pụta welu filọsọfị nke ya mata ya asa eze aka ewelugo nke ya bịa tinyekwuo. Amarọ m unu na-aya tọkọzi ihe niile aya tọkọ unu na-eme na unu na ndị ji ya achụ ego maka ihe nna afụ na Mathias ji emezi wee ịchụ ego. I'm telling you the honest truth. Ana m esobi ya mana o jiri gị achụwa ego maka na ịnọkọta ịchụpụ nkịta na nsị gbalụjeliwekwe dị nsị isi na ị na-akụzi ha na fe ejezi n'ụka ịgbalụkwa bịakwa mgbọsị ụka mepeelụ ha ụka ka ha lapụzi anụ nke ọzọ a na-gbotewe ego onyinye ahụ. So ife a niile fa na-aya tọkọzi ihe niile aya tọkọ nwezi onye ma ihe nke oge eso. O nwere ndị dependil on us ka ha wee nweta ihe a na-akpọ agịrị eji azọ nnwere onwe a. O nwere ndị nọ dependil on us ka ha anụ ife a na-ekwu ife na-eme n'ụwa. Ịpụtazie were emotion na-enye ya ife na-eme n'ụwa ka ọ ga-esi malụ. Enwe ife ndị be anyị aghọtarọ ife a na-akụ kịta wee egwu ọ ga-awa ịpụta ị n'idoro dị ịpụta ka mmadụ na-ene gị ka mmalụ obi gị. Onwere onye kwesịrị ime obi gị. Onye nwa ka diọkpa anọ na Finland ga-awọpụta na-akụ eli na-afụgharị na-ezuzueli na-eme na onwe ihe ọ pasịta ọpụta na-ezuzu datin ditina na-ewe m iwe. Unu pụta unu na-afịlị ọnụ ifelicha ọnụ onwere ihe pasta ịpụta ifelicha ọnụ unu akpọta ndị amị gbọliwe ihe prọpati ndị mmadụ lụ nke onwebekwa unu nke unu lụ na Biafra land agbalichee ya. Mgbe a ga na-agbali unu agba na Bakassi, unu agba na Cameroon border, Ambazonia border, unu eje nọrụ dia unu zosia dia. At the end of the day agbalichi unu na ọjụgo oyi unu na-achite na-ekwe woto da na anụ ọhịa nọ na Finland a na-anatụ ndị mmadụ ego na-eti n'akpa. So ihe ekwesịrị ịdị na-eme ihe anyị kwesịrị iji akọ na uche anyị na-emezi ihe. Anyị ekwesịghị iji obi anyị na-eme ihe. Akọ na uche gị confess before itinye obi gị, maka itinye obi gị ọgbawa gị obi. Anyị kwesịrị anyị pụta otu a ndị anọ na mba etiti na-eti ndị mba nke ọzọ ife eziokwu na ndị mba nke ọzọ bụ ụzọ chọọ okwu eziokwu, mana ndị mba nke ọzọ bụ ụzọ chọọ okwu fachọlụ dị okwu mana ijubeghị onwe gị ka ife medụlụ ndị mba nke ọzọ ji chọọ dị okwu. Ijubeghị onwe gị maka ihe ife ị na-arụ na achụrụ okwu. Ị ma na ọnwa gara aga before gata nke gara aga, ị ma na ndị anwụ na-etife ife bịa welu ogbunigwe gbọlichee ụnọ ndị mmadụ n'obodo ahụ ịfụ si na ha na-achụ ndị nọ n'ọhịa agba egbe, si na fa na-achụ ndị nọ n'ọfịa agba egbe, gbọlichee ụlọ ndị mmadụ. Agaghị egosi gị ya n'ilu akwụkwọ, agaghị egosi gị ya na midia, maka na ọkwa ndị ahụ na-achị midia. Onye nwa nwoke ma na-agụ egwu na mba Amerịka, nwoke a na-agụ egwu ogugidela egwu jee ya na ndị enwe nsogbu, maka ndị a ji midia, ndị anụnwa ji entertainment, ndị a ji ihe niile, ndị a ji biznes ụwa. Ifu jos ọwụrụ ime otu esi eme biznes, fama biznes ifefa ji onwere ife ọzọ fa pasịta. Fama biznes malụ ka esi akọntrol, ka esi achị mmadụ. So ịbịazịa na ndị agha ifo ha nwe na ife niile afa nwe, ife a gosi gị a lot of them ha mụtara ya amụta n'aka ndị nke anụnwa ndị Amerịka. Onye nwa ka ndị Amerịka ji wee rukwa ego na-asụ ha ego mgbe every year Amerịka na-enyefa ka ya na-akpọdo ka ya na-akpọ 100 billion. A na-enye ha 100 billion ka a na-akpọ ya nke a sị na ha na-enye ndị Niger Republic. Nke Niger Republic abụrụ maka ngwa agha, ihe a na-enyefa bụ nke eji enyelụ ndị olulo aka. So ha nwa na-enye, ndị Amerịka na-enye ndị mgbaga 100 billion ego ndị Amerịka eji etinye n'ihe ngwa ọgụ, eji etinye n'ihe ndị agha. Inwe idea? Inwero na idea? Maka na ịmazi ịnọ na-emetalụfe ebele maka na edefa na akwụkwọ nsọ nọmba 1. Ịnọ na-emetalụfe ebele maka na ha nwere ike ha na-ekwunyelụ gị nọmba 2. Ịmazi na onwe ihe a na-akpọ mmadụ dị n'ime gị. Ịmarọzụ na onwe ihe a na-akpọ mmadụ dị n'ime gị. Fanwe ha jee gbalie ma ụlọ ọgwụ ma ebe ụmụaka nọ, ha eje gbalie ya. Isi na ịma nta nkwulu n'etiti, ikwulu n'etiti si na ndị nke emeta ekwu ya ebe a, ndị nke emeta ekwu ya ebe a, ndị nke emeta ekwu ya ebe a, ndị nke a meta ya ebe a. Nke a wee ije kwulu n'ofu ebe kwudo kwechili na ọ bụrụ otu a nke esi eme ya, ọ bụrụ amamihe. Maka na ikwulu n'ofu ebe ahụ kwudo kwechiri, ndị ahụ ga-edewe gị n'ọnọdụ ọ ga-awụrụ mgbọsị ọwụ na a na-ekwuru ịkwụnyelụfa, because ihe ha needil approval from you ka ha wee na-eme ihe ọjọọ ha na-eme. Onye nwa mgbe ọ na-eme na ebe oyi na-atụ, mgbe ọ na-eme that place, ị na-anya ịfụ na ha bịakwasị gị ka onye ekwunyelụ, abịa jụọ ndị a ke ndị ekwunyelụ, ị na-akwụnyelụ. Nwaanyị eji ajụrụ gị, nwaanyị ijube ha ka ndị ha kwunyelụ, since gị na ha nọ na friendship a unu feel unu nọ, ịpụta ịjụọ ha between ndị Nigeria na ndị Biafra ka ndị unu kwunyelụ, ha nyegodu statement, ha nyegodu gị statement, mana ha ga-ajụ gị ka ndị kwunyelụ. Onye nwa ka nji like o nwere video post na my page earlier today about nwaanyị na-ekwu maka otu a ga-esi wee nye ndị mba ofesi a nsogbu ka ha wee mara ihe ha kwesịrị ime. Na anyị kwụsị anyị pụta kịta ya sị na anyị ama nzuzi ha ahịa, na anyị ama nzuzi ha ya ama mbujelu ha ihe, na onwe nke bido onye wee nsogbu. Otu anụnwa ndị nọ na mba etiti na-enye nsogbu na-egbu ndị aka ha dị ọcha, maka na ndị ha kpọkwalụ ndị na-anọ n'ime ọhịa bịa gbuo ha. Nsede ha ga-esowe ndị na-anọ n'ime ọhịa gbuwe ha, nata ụmụnne ha ejezi emebiwu ihe ndị na-enwere ihe ha mee. Ọtụtụ n'ime unu si na ndị na-enwere ihe ha mee bịa na-agba egwu n'ụzọ. Otu ị nọ na mgbe ndị anyị amarọ, ndị omekome anyị amarọ na-egbu ndị eke obodo anyị, ka ihe anyị na-eme ọkwa anyị na-agba egwu, maka na anyị na-efufa na ndị eke obodo anyị wu ndị anyị alaikụrụ, ndị anyị afụrọ n'anya, anyị na-agba egwu, anyị amarọ ndị na-eme ya. Ọkwa ịghọta? Ị na-agba egwu maka ịmarọ ndị na-eme. So nwaanyị kwa ndị Naijiria bịazikwanụ kụwa gị ọkwa ịfụ ka ha si bịa gbuwe gị. Ha egbuwe gị maka na ị na-agba egwu ịmarọ ndị na-eme ya. Ha fụzi onye ọbụla asị na ọwa IPOB akpụrụ ya maka na ị na-agba egwu. So ị na-ebe akwa maka ya, ịfụzi onye ọzọ ọ na-eme, ị na-asị ngwa ya mesiwe ike. Agụ ọ bụ na unu amala ife, unu egote akọ na uche tii na akpa, ejiro obi, ejiro emotion azọ freedom. Because ihe a niile anyị na-achọ ka ihe a niile m na-ekwu maka ya na one of the things ji anyị n'ọlụ. Number 2, anyị enwero secret, anyị enwero ihe nzuzo. Ihe ọbụla anyị na-eme unu chọọ ka ọ na-agbalụ unu n'ọkụ, ka a na-agwa unu mgbe ọbụla. Ọ ya ka m ji like ya ndị Maazị Nnamdi Kanu hapụrụ ọkwa. Ọsọ gị wunye na iwunye na iwutuo, iwunye na iwutuo, enwere ihe ha ga-agwa gị. Anakọta agwawasịa gị na anyị jee ebe anụnwa anyị na ha akpago, anyị na ha adịgo na mma, anyị wee jee ebe nke anyị na ha adịgo na mma. Mba, ada akị otu anna ada eme ife ụmụaka. Nwanne, onwe vidio Putin, a na-eme Putin interview few days ago. Achọrọ m ka ịghọta ihe a na-akpọ diplomatic response. No matter how mighty you are, no matter how mighty you are, nwanne, ịdị diplomatic, loyal when it comes to media coverage. Ịkwa nchuchu tinye onwe gị ma apụta na media coverage. Ihe ga-eji gba nchuchu tinye onwe gị maka na onwe ife ozi ị na-achọrọ izigara ndị mba ụwa. Ọkwefu Maazị Nnamdi Kanu akpọpụta ya like anọkọta na ndị mba ofesi anụnwa nọzi na be anyị na-enye n'ụzọ kpọpụta ya si aka eme ya interview. Na-eme ya interview, ọkwefu ka ọ na-esi agba nchuchu tinye onwe ya dịzịa diplomatic, na-enyezi unu ansa, na-azazi unu ajụjụ, ịjụọ ya ọza gị. Ọma mbịakwa bawala unu mba o, ihe ọwụ na ọ chọọ gị jụọ ya. Ọma mbịakwa wee iwe. Onye na-ewe iwe n'ihe ịjụ ya onye amala ife ọ na-eme, and onye amala ife, and onye anwa agakwa na-abụ nwa onye na-achị achị. Maka njụọ gị ajụjụ na ịpụta iwe wee m iwe, o gosiri na enwere ihe ime ị ga-agwa m, o gosiri na onwere ife ime ị ga-asa m. Enwere ife nche ka ịghọta today. Few hours ago, anọ m with a lot of ndị autopilot. It is always ganged up on me whenever I go out there. Sometimes they don't allow me to talk. But at the end of the day, my voice will be heard more than the voice of others. The reason why it must be is at the end of the day, we are friends, so we are all friends, homies. Because I can't say because you are autopilot and we are homies. Mpụtazia mfụ gị n'ụzọ mbue gị iru ma onwe biznes mụ na gị na-eme nsịzịa gị na ya agaghịzi eme the business maka na ịwụ onye autopilot na nwa onye DOS. No, I don't do like that. When we come to the field of our profession, dude, we become professionals. When it comes to the field of our freedom fighting, dude, we become freedom fighters. Now, what is going to be the A game is that you cannot ask me, what are we doing? And you cannot ask me, things about DOS. You cannot ask me that. Do you know why? When you come to discuss the struggle, I become a freedom fighter. Then me and you now we draw a boundary, because you are not in that particular topic or context. You must be meritorious before I will give you attention towards that aspect. And when I am giving you attention, I am giving you attention in the way of educating you. I will give you time to ask me more questions. I will give you time to answer your questions so that you will now understand. But the problem is that they will start shouting, making noise. They are not objective. They cannot answer you anything without making noise. So that is the problem. It becomes very, very problematic because at the end, some people who are around to learn will not learn. They will not be able to acknowledge or acquire any knowledge from our noise. That is the reason why you try to calm them down, relax. Let's take this question one after another. Let's actually challenge our, our stance and see which argument is going to supersede or who will learn from who. They will never ever be, on equal yoke with you. It's either they are making noise. This one is shouting there. That one will be shouting there. That one will be asking you question. When you are trying to answer question, they will want to cut you off because you are hitting the point the way it is touching them. If they cut you off, they want to you. At the end of the day, you begin to ask yourself, what are these type of people going to present ka ifefa ga-ewetelu ndị ụwa si ndị ụwa na-ekwe n'okwu otu a ka o si dị n'okwu otu a ka anyị si eme ya enwere ifefa ma a ga-ewetelu ndị ụwa n'otu a because ifefa na-eme bụ na ọ ka apụtasị anyị ga-egbu ndị niile na-achị ọchịchị, anyị ga-egbu ndị niile na-aikpọ ọsabụ, anyị ga-egbu onye ọwụna. Unu a na-asị na unu ga-egbu unu na-emekwa na unu gbuchee kwuchie na unu gburu. Unu amarụ na enwe ebe a na-ekpe unu ikpe. Unu amarụ na enwe ebe a na-ekpe unu ikpe. Ọkwa ịma na nwoke na-achị ebe oyi na-atụ na ebe ọwụ na enwe ka ga-esi nwudi ya, enwe ka ga-esi fi ya ebe a ga-afịa akpụrụ ya. Unu akwa ịnwa idea. Unu amala ife a na-akpọ issue warrant of arrest on you. Ebe ọ bụ na afọ ga-akpụrụ gị. Ị bịaza ajụjụ ife niile ọtụtụ ife ikwu. Onwe many people na-abịa ha fụta ha afọ ile na Nnamdi Kanu ga-awọpụta na ọ na-ekwu okwu anyhow. O ife mee people amala ife. Ha chere na Nnamdi Kanu na-ekwu okwu anyhow. Nnamdi Kanu adịghị ekwu okwu anyhow. Nnamdi Kanu is well learned into the law, common law. He knows the common law. Very, very much, knowledgeable. So that's why when he speak in a way that he will never incriminate himself. That I will defeat you in your court. Nigeria defeat Nigeria in their court. Defeat kwa. Ujonatu Nigeria. Oyome. Makanone ukwoku within the boundaries or the boundaries of the law. You cannot actually violate this, because if I violate this, I'm incriminating myself and creating a room for either I am defamation of character or either I am, there is other countries, they call it crime injury. There are many things, you can be charged with. That's why if you believe that, no, let me talk like him because he talks. He doesn't talk anyhow. That's why before you want to be radical or talk like him, you must get wisdom first. You must know laws first. You must be well learned first. Otherwise, you itinye onwe gị na nsogbu. Maka mbọsị ị ga-eche, mbọsị ọwụ na ị ga-eche na-emechego n'ebe ọbụla ị na-ekwu nke sọ gị, ikwurusi ebe a. Mbọsị a ga-asapata gị peji gị. Enwere ka ọ bụrụ mbọsị ahụ, mbọsị ogbu mmadụ, mbọsị ndụ ji atịa ụtọ. Ife ọbụla ị na-ekwu, ị nwee ife ga-ekwudolu gị n'azụ. Especially mgbe ọbụla ị na-asị na ndị obodo a na ọkwa ha nwamelụ nke a, ndị obodo ọkwa ha nwamelụ nke a, ị nwee ife ga-akwudo gị n'azụ. Mana ọ bịa na nke akpọrọ ndị anụnwa jide anyị n'ana, ndị a ji anyị n'ana, ifekwu gị n'azụ wụ na ọha nwa ji anyị n'ana, and ụwa niile mana ọha nwa ji anyị n'ana. Nke ahụ ada ezu ezu. Mana ọ bụrụ na ịpụta isi na ọkwa ndị anụnwa kwụwalụ ndị ebe a na ọkwa ndị a, ihe niile ọ ga-awepụta kịta anụnwa si ifu CNN pụta kịta anụnwa je na Nigeria, o nwere news ha ga-anụ from direct source. Ime ihe ha ga-ekwu ya, it is alleged. It is alleged. You know, no, as long as no melo n'iru ha, ihe a ga-akụ ya alleged. Now ịpụtazịa ị na-ekwu na ndị a mere gị nke a na ndị ahụ ji mee nka ndị emerụ nka. We know the reason why agaghị eji gbachi gị nkịtị bụ na enwebeghị pasita mbọsị ọwụ na ịpasitala ihe mbọsị ọwụ na ịpasitala ihe mbọsị ahụ ka a ga-echeta gị ya. Ịfụ na onye a na-akụ egwu na nụlụ Kardashian, ịfụnụ ka ihe ya na ndị anụnwa nọ na ndị mba etiti jelụ. Ọ ndị anya na ndị mba etiti etipịa ya ozugbo welu gbachie iru akwụkwọ ya, gbachie nke na-acha ọbara ọbara, gbachie ihe niile ọ na-eme. Nwoke kwulu ọbụrụ si akwụ, ọ na-ekwuzi okwu ọbụrụzi mmadụ one na enene ya, onye nwe mmadụ karịrị na-eso ya na-ege egwu ya, eme ya nobody. Onye ka ịwụkwanụ? Ọ ife ị ga-aghọta ife eji agwalụ gị. Enwe ebe a na-elu adị diplomatic, nwee ebe a na-elu adị radical, enwekwa ebe a na-elu akwụrụ n'etiti. Ijos ijutu oyi, ikpotu ọkụ jutu oyi, ikwụrụ n'etiti. Nke a na-eme na mba etiti, anyị kwesịrị ikwu n'etiti. Anyị kwesịrị ikwu n'etiti maka ndị ọ na-emelụ nya na fa. Nwanne, ọ bụ na ndị anụnwa ji anyị na-ana ka fa na fa na-eje, ndị aji anyị na-ana, ọ bụ na ha nwa ka ha na ya na-eje, ịkwụrụ one side nke sọrọ gị. Of course ị ga-akwụrụ ndị ya na ya ndị na-etife ife, maka ha na-etife ife nkufa du week ebe a nke ị ga-ime one or two. Nwanne, onye ọkụ na-agbabi ya dị achụ oke, oyi ị ga-aghọta. Mana ndị nke a na-eti ndị a ihe, and ndị desefe ebe fa nọ bụ ndị ji anyị na-ana na mgbe one. Ndị ji anyị na-ana desefe ebe fa nọ, mana o nwere ike nkwuo ya otu anụnwa ndị mmadụ agaghị aghọta ya. Ịma nghọta ya maka na ị na-eso ihe na-eme n'ụwa. O nwere ike si ihe na-eso ihe na-eme na vileji unu, sọsọ ya wụ ihe na-eso onye na-eme na steeti ị nọ n'obodo ị nọ, ọ na provinsi ị nọ n'obodo ị nọ. O mezie gị ị gaghị adị versatile ịmụ ihe na-eme n'ụwa. Ọ dị very bad. Ọ dị very very bad. Emezi ife na-emezi like this. Onwe ihe a ga-ewepụta, onwe n'ụzọ a ga-enye otu a, n'ụzọ anwa ama mgbani, n'ụzọ anwa efu enyi ya ọma mgbana akwụkwọ, ọma mgbana akwụkwọ. In fact, enwe otu ọ ga-awụ now mpost onye na Facebook like this, ifu now Facebook a suppress ya. Ọtụtụ mbọsụ ụfọdụ ipost oyi Facebook ebusaa ya. Nke ahụ asọpres ewu nke onwe ihe ikwu ebe ahụ achọrọ ka ndị mmadụ ọtụtụ nụ. Nyanwa mee eziokwu, ikwughe n'eziokwu inwewe nsogbu wete ndị adịnwa ji ụwa, maka ọkwa ndị mba etiti a jikwa Facebook a. So ịpụtakwuru otu anụnwa fụ onye na-eti ihe, and a na-eti gị ihe, a na-eti gị ihe otu ahụ esi eti onye ahụ, a na-eti gị na ihe ewe ihe ndị be anyị kpọọ ya, sị na o rufula ebe eji mbazu enyi ori bịa na-amụ ya amụ. Nwanne, mara mbọsị ọ ga-awụ nke gị, oru anwa amụọ gị amụ, maka o yinyelu ya aka. Ọkwa unu nọ n'ihe adụnwa ofu ụgbọvu unu ncha. Nyanwa mee na ahụ ndị ya na ndị mba etiti na mba etiti a, ndị a na-anụ ọgụ, ndị obele vu ụzọ chọọ okwu, ndị obele ndị ori nọ n'etiti ha vu ụzọ chọọ okwu, maka ị gaghị asị na ndị obodo ahụ chọrọ okwu. Ọ ndị ori nọ n'etiti ha, maka na ndị mba ofesi akpọgo ha ndị ori na-anọ n'ọhịa agbagbu ndị mmadụ. Ọ ifefa kpọ ha ya terrorist. So ebe ịkpọfa ndị ori na-anọ n'ọhịa agbọ, ị ga-ejizi maka ndị ori ikpogolu ndị ori bịa gbagbuwezie ndị aka ha dị ọcha. O mee gị ibewa akwa, ọma onye ọzọ ịsọpọtụ na welụkwanụ nwayọọ welu na akọ na uche, ka anyị were akọ na uche na-eme ihe anyị na-eme. Ka afụzi ka ịdịkọ ihe ụmụaka ka anyị na-eme ihe akọ na uche. Enwe ihe akpọrọ akọ na uche, ịmara ihe ị ga-eme ikwuru n'etiti. Ibupụta nke ndị avụ ụzọ chọọ, ndị ori anọ n'ọhịa, isi na ndị awụkwanụ ndị ori na-akpọgokwa ha ndị ori na ndị anụnwa ọkwa ndị ori n'ọhịa ka ha ji wee mee ụdị ihe ha mee. na ọkwa nna ha n'ọkwa n'ụdị ihe a ha ma adụ ọkwa mma na-ekwesịkwa ịchụwa ha maka ha eme ya ebe ọzọ. then ndị nke a bịazi agbọliwe obodo gbuwe ndị mmadụ gbuwe ma ụmụaka m gbọliwe ma ebe a na-enete ndị mmadụ n'ụlọ ọgwụ na-egbu ma ụmụaka enweghị ihe ụmụaka enwebeghị ihe ha ma mmadụ pụta ọsị m na ha gbuwe ha n'ọdị oke ha gbuwe ha nọ ha nwafu ụzọcha okwu mana ọtọpilọt bịa tụọ ọnụ ọtọpilọt bịa na Biafra land ọdịnarị otu ọnụ tụcha ọnụ ndị amị agbarata ha agba n'Abakasị ndị amị emebiwo ihe anyị ị na-abala ọtọpilọt ọkwa ifu gị ya ihe iji abalụ ọtọpilọt wụ na ọ bụrụ ha nwa na-ebute ihe a ha na-ekote ọ dị akụ ha n'isi ndị ọ na-akụ n'isi wụ ndị onwere ihe ha mee and ihe eji akụ ndị onwere ihe ha mee n'isi wụ na Naijiria ifo enwere iwu na-achị ha onwere iwu na-achị ha and now Naijiria mechaa ya ha kpaa ya zoo onwero midia ga-evi ya onwero ndị iru akwụkwọ ga-evi ya onwero midia ga-evi ya ha kpaa dobe arụ mana onwe ha na nke ha mere ha agala ọfụma ha ebupụta gị ya n'iru akwụkwọ sị gị nọ ndị IPOB asị gị nọ ndị IPOB mee ya mana nke ha nwa ha mechaa ya adị akụ ya mmiri ọ fịara ala efu ebe evu ya na news ọ dị aga mana onwe ha na nke ordinary people ma ndị ori ma ndị amanọcha na Biafra land ha kiretichara employment evinyecha ha egbe ndị politicians eji agba egbe mgbe a na-eme politician ha agwa gị na ọkwa ndị IPOB ọkwa na IPOB o do you know the reason why they always attribute every crime to IPOB except recently that they came to confess? It was because they know that IPOB, that the whole Biafra land listened to IPOB. So they know. So they are attributing it to us so that they will give us pressure. While they are the ones doing it. But the psychology is that they are well aware that everybody in Biafra land listens to IPOB. So anything that happens in Biafra land, IPOB will be the ones. Have you now seen, the reason Nigeria does the way they do? But now, when ịbịasịa na nke ndị mba etiti ịfụzịa na ndị nke ahụ na-anụ ọgụ a na-agba nkili nke ahụ ọgụ a na-agba nkili nke ahụ ọzọkwa secret code war nke ahụ ọgụ a na-agba nkili ọgụ ahụ a na-agba nkili fa na-anụ you will not onye ọbụla na-enene fa gbagbuo nwatakịrị agwa gị na agbagbugo nwatakịrị agbagbuo okenye agwa gị na agbagbugo okenye. So now it becomes a very big problem maka na ndị mba oyi na-atụ Russia ha bụ ụzọ wee nụọ ọgụ a na ha vụrụ ụmụaka from ebe nke ọzọ bụ na Russia ka a gwazi gị na ha abụrụgo ndị agha ori asị gị na a ga-akpụrụ nwoke ahụ ebe ọwụ na afọ ya ọkwa ife anụnwa efu onye a na-eme ebe a ife a bụ ife emere anyị ife Naijiria tachiri obi mebe anyị ka fame anyị ya ka ọ baa anyị alụ ka ife akpọ Biafra hapụ ịbịazi na ndụ anyị ọzọ onye nwa mee ndị anụnwa buru ibu na mba etiti ndị anụnwa nọ na mba etiti ndị anọ na mba etiti unu si na-ede afa ha n'akwụkwọ nsọ ọ ifefa na-eme ndị a na-akpụ isi na ana nọkwa ebe ahụ ha abịa ndị na-akpụ isi na ana nabata ha mgbe ha bịa ndị si ka ha ndị anọdụ nabata ha mgbe ha bịa maka na unu fu na-ede ya n'akwụkwọ nsọ ọ bụrụzie na ha ada eme njọ unu agụbekwa akwụkwọ nsọ ahụ gụọ ya ọfụma sọsọ nke pastọ na fada unu gụrụ unu ka unu na-egekwa ọkwa ihe wu ihe vutele ihe a niile ndị anụnwa na unu na-ejekwa ịga ekweta ekwe n'ife otu nkwokwu na akwụkwọ nsọ unu na-agụ na otu unu si agụ ya mana unu ncha niile bịa akwụnyelụ ha maka na ede ya n'akwụkwọ nsọ nwanne onye kwefe oli ya otu ahụ nke ụwa dị ikefee olo gị ethically morally. One good terms deserves another. Nwanne, anybody onye ọbụla ndị mba ofesi na-agba mgba, onye ọbụla ndị mba ofesi na-agba mgba, nwanne, o nwee ife ndị ahụ kacha eme. Ọ bụrụ and ndị ahụ ifefa na-eme wụ na ha nwa lụọ alụlụma na against ndị ahụ, ha ma nwepụta ya n'ilu akwụkwọ, ha ma nwepụta ya ebe ọbụla. Mana ndị ahụ mee ha n'ofu, ha gwa gị na ndị anụnwa wụ barbaric, na ndị anụnwa dị evil, ha ewepụta ya, even enweke ka ha ga-esi pentie pikche, pentie ya n'izu ọzọ egosi gị ya na ha emeka. Nwanne, ọkwa mmadụ weta ihe agbụrụ ndị mmadụ, ihe agbụrụ ndị mmadụ since 2020 to 2023 gbuo egwu, ọkwa mmadụ lụ ya wepụta. Mmadụ one ka o gbu? Mmadụ ndeli one ka o gburu ka ma asụkwu Hausa? Ndeli mmadụ one ka o gbu n'ụwa niile? Abụrọkwa ndị mekwa ya bụ ọkwa barbaric o, they are not. Mana ndị jos sị gị na ndị anụnwa egbukaligo ụmụnne m, nweta ha mụnye ha ọkụ maka iwe dị m n'obi. Ịpụtazịa isizi amụ na ha nwawu ndị ọjọọ, mana ndị na-egbu na millions onwere onye ga-ama na ọha nwa na-egbu. Ịmakwa na mụ na gị ma na ọha na-egbu, abụrọ ndị ọjọọ maka na ị afụ ka ha si egbu. Fanwa ma ihe, fanwe ifo nzuzo, fanwe otu nzuzo, azụ ka a na-ere ude na atọtuo ngịga feme ya, welụzie ife ndị nọ n'iru akwụkwọ fa, ndị na-apụta ha na TV wee were ha gbachie ihe niile. Your opinion amatakwa, ebe ikwu okwu achọ ka ndị mmadụ nụ ya achọrọ ha blọkụọ ya, ọman trend. Ifụzia ndị dịgodu dị radical and physical si n'ọkwa religion ha, ọkwa religion ha. Ọ bụrụ religion ha nwanne, ọ bụrụ religion ha. Maka na ị na-anya n'ime Christianity, nwanne, onwe ndị dị njọ, ọkwa they are Michael Jackson bad. Onwe ndị dị njọ, nwee ndị wee ezigbo mmadụ. Ị bịa ndị na-akpụ isi n'ala, nwanne, onwe ndị dị Michael Jackson bad, nwee ndị dị good. You can't rule it out. Otu a ka ọ dị n'ụwa niile. Na wee pụtazịa, ọ bụrụkwa na onwe ndị dị mma bụ na ihe ahụ wee eziokwu, mana onwe ndị na-amali ihe a na-akọ n'esu ya, mana obi ha adịrị aghụghọ. Ọkwa otu ahụ ka ọ dị. Na wee pụtazịa, isi maka na onye a na-akpụ isi n'ala, gụwa na-eso ndị ọcha, ị na-ebunye isi enu were ekpe. And maka na onye a na-akpụ isi n'ala, gụwa na-ebunye isi enu were ekpe, na ịlaikiri onye a ama nje n'igwe, maka na ọ na-akpụ isi ala. Mana ndị nke a na-agwagwagokwa ha dat na gụwa na-ebunye isi enu were ekpe na ịnweghị respect, na ịma nje n'igwe, and ịwa ajọ nwa. Ayatọkọ ụwa o ife religion bi ụwa eme, maka na religion bịa ka ọ divide ya and rule. O ife ọ bi ụwa eme. Maka na after sịkwa gị okwu ofu Chukwu ka a na-efe, ofu Chukwu apụta ke Christianity, ke Katọlik, ke Siemens si na Katọlik gbafụta, Orthodox ka ọ dị gị nwa si na Siemens gbafụta, ndị nke a si na nke a gbafụta, onye ọbụla na-eke nke ya division na-adị. Ị na-eje Siemens, ndị Katọlik ama nnụ nwa gị n'ala Biafra. Ihe ọwụ na ndị a wepụta anyị ebu n'ahịa, alụ ọwụ na ha bupụta ha ga na-akpa akpa, ọ bụrụ anyị nwa ka ọ ga-akụ n'isi. Asị gị na ị na-eje Siemens o ịma nnukwu nwa m o, ọ na ị na-eje Siemens mụ na ga abụrụkwa ofu onye otu, iwe onye ị na-eje ụka ndị akụrụmaka, ị na-eje nke a maka na ị na-eje ụka mmadụ ehe etie gị. Onye enwe ihe nchọ ka ị learn from na was with my ndị autopilot bụkwa my friends. I was with them. Enwe how to bring assimilate. What you do to this type of people is assimilation with your wisdom. If you want to get some knowledge into them, try to assimilate it into them. You know why? Because they are people that does not understand what you do, what is happening. They have the passion to follow, to fight for Biafra, but they don't know how. They follow the trend. They don't question the trend. That is the problem they have. So that is the reason why sometimes, you give them your time. Like I don't have that time. I'm supposed to do this program, like around 6 o'clock, because I wasn't that busy. Then you find out, you say, let me go and hear what's going on. If what is going on, see your homies, you say hi to them. Then when you say hi to them, you can discuss every other thing. When it comes to there are ones whom whenever they see me, they start. I know they want to learn something from me, but their ego does not allow them to ask me nicely. They will start fighting, they will start arguing with the autopilot. You will start educating them. When you start hitting the point, instead of them to acknowledge the fact that you are telling them the truth, they start shouting. You know that you are hitting them. They start shouting. So when they start shouting in that regard, it becomes a noise. It is no longer a conversation. But we will have every other conversation, talk about what is happening, talk everything, but when without being objective. When it comes to this one, they start shouting. Instead of we can argue about any other thing, they will start shouting. They won't give you that time to learn them. But they always learn something. That is the most important thing. Because that shout means that there is something assimilated to their mind or to their brain, that it shook them. Gradually they will begin to get themselves. Okay, before we proceed further, I put this ugly woman in front of my etinye nwaanyị ọjọta anụnwa. Nwaanyị ọjọta anụnwa nọ na ebe anụnwa, ka ya na-akpọ ụmụ akata, nwaanyị akata. There is something that they say: you cannot break a relationship to build another relationship. Regardless of how good the initial relationship or how bad it is, you can never break a relationship in order to build a relationship, or draw possible. Do you know why I say so? The reason why I say you cannot break a relationship to form a relationship, it is one. If you look at Azuka was fighting Nelly tooth and nail. When Nelly was the one who made Simon that Azuka was fighting to, kokuchie, maka ndị na-evu akpa mmadụ na ndị a na-evu akpa mmadụ na America. Fabubata ya akpa, fachibata ha n'ọkpa, ha echefuza ha ozi okwu adachie gị. Now, Nelly made Simon what he is. Azuka took from Nelly. Chelo na otu anwa, when I take Simon from Nelly, mbezi abụrụzianụ onye isi ụmụada. Onye isi ụmụada, we don't want Nelly. How can Nelly? How can you? Me Azuka, or as mighty as I am Azuka. This is the problem we encountered. We encountered this problem. It goes into our gene. It is not as if it is natural problem that we had or we have. We never had that problem. The problem of who will be the leader. More. Why will you be the one to lead me? Why can't I be the leader? I can do it now. Well, your opinion is always your best. That is selfishness. We are selfish. Believe you me. Selfishness is very bad. Onye nwe me ị gaghị eche ka onye achịa gị, ị gaghị eche ka onye achịa gị, iche onwe gị mgbe ọbụla. Onye ọbụla na-azụ ọchịchị ọmụọwụ nke ọmụ, nwanne ọchị iche onwe ya, o selfishness dị ya n'isi. Nwanne o so mmadụ. Amalụ na enweghị ị ga-emetenwu. Ama na ị ga-achịnwu ụdị ọchịchị a. Ị na-eso mmadụ, ị na-ewepụta atụmatụ. What makes a leader a good leader is the advice that the people around him gives him. That's what makes a leader a good leader. And mgbe ọwụ na isokwenụ mmadụ na-aga otu a, ịchọọ ka ibulu onye nọ n'iru akwụkwọ onye ahụ, ị na-atụnyeli ya alụ, ife ọbụla okwu ịtụpụta alụ, and ị na-atụpụtakwa ezigbo alụ. Nwanne m mbọsị ọwụ na onwe ka ọ ga-esi dọsị gị nna gị jee represent ya nna na ọgụwa gawo man after my position. Okwu otu ọ dị ọnyanwa ka iji wee fụ Maazị Nnamdi Kanu nwee DOS. Yes oye member, if you are not yes oye member, they are always yes oye member. Follow, they will always be follow. They will never be recognized because they are yes oye member. Fada atụpụtalụ ọ ndị a ka ọ ga-abụ mbọsị ọbụla ha nwetara ohere ịbụ ọ ga-agụwa ha. Mbọsị ọbụla enwetara ohere ịbụ ọ ga-agụwa ha. They will want to be the leader because they've been yes oye member after of ignorance, but they've been admiring this, this thing. Once opportunity they get, they think they have arrived. Ịbụ ọ ga-agụwa ha. Ife ame nwa dụwafọ anọ na Finland. Oga wu ihe na-agụ ya o ji mapụta buto plus owu na-asị ya owu decide ya that time. Mana kịta ọ nọ ọfụma ọkwụrụgo ka nwoke dị selfish si akwụ. Ịghọtago ọnọdụgo ka nwoke dị selfish si anọ. Ịghọtago so ọbụla ile asị no, if you risk it, ịba ihe ife a na-alụ, o risk gị ya baa n'ife a na-alụ with brain ndị na-amali ife. Otu a ka ọ dị ndị anụ anọkọta asị gị na onwe asị na a na-echetazi ndị alụ adọrọ na Biafra land. Onye ọbụla nọzi into NGO na onye ọbụla nọzi into NGO na Biafra land. Ọ bụzi ebe ego dị. Anyị achọtago ndị alụ adọrọ ndị a mana ha akpago ha asịkwa gị na-eweta akaụntụ the person. Akaụntụ that person ahụ eweta ha akpagokwe with that person, gwakwa the person nekwa ihe anyị ga-eketi ya, nekwa ihe anyị ga-ekekwa ya otu a 50-50. Akwa some of them onwe one young man like na-eme that thing. One young man, that young man akpọ Zeus. That young man, from I trust his kind of person. I'm not advertising for him, but the most important thing is that from the look of things, as in ana esi n'isi arọ malụ ka nsi ga-esitọ. Ọ bụkwa na ọ dị enwetakwa his o kwesịrị onye gba bọọlụ ọlacha oroma. Mana nke a bụrụzi nke onye ọbụla si ebe osi ọfta ọsị gị na ekwetago onye alụ adọrọ ya na ya akpagokwe biznes atụ aka nọmba unu akwụnyewa ụgwọ akwụnyecha ụgwọ eke ego eje chọkwa onye ọzọ ama at the end of the day ekekwa ego ahụ. Some of them pụtakwa asị gị na efuru na a na-echenjigharị format. Inekwe ndị niile na-emezi ya nwa anya o nwezikwa onye any one of them ga-apụta ha bịa mpụtazikwa gwa gị that na Nigeria anụnwa n'idi ka agbanwee ya because ọ na-alụwaga aka na Nigeria na ọ makwa na nọ Nigeria adụrọ mma. Nigeria the system that Nigeria runs on, which actually indicted every department in Nigeria, every area is indicted in Nigeria. That system you see, there is none of these people few to use their platform to tell you that Nigeria need what is called we need to relook into the status quo. We need to revisit the status quo of Nigeria. They won't tell you that. Rather, they will be pushing what they are pushing. Act like, because if they tell you that means if people become okay, there will be no more people to donate money for, to do crowdfunding for. There will be no business for them. Have you now seen how things corrupt people? Onye na-ele akpati ozu ọ na-ekpe ekpere ka customer bịa. Customer ịbịa wụ mmadụ enwu. So ife a niile na-eme ndị mmadụ ada amazi ihe ha na-eme. Britain did us very bad Britain made sure that they infiltrated us to an extent that onye ama nkwughị onye akwu. Do you know how they were able to do it? Especially after the war. We don't follow people sincerely anymore. We want to be followed. Now, after the war, what Britain was able to achieve was being able to segregate. Ekepo, after saying that no, you will see a village traditional ruler where there is a full monarchy. You will see it. Britain go inside there, inside the one community. Asigi na onye awu igwe, nke asigi na autonomous igwe. From there, and before they would do it, they will use Nigeria to empower one. Once they empower one, you know that if na onye nke a je butezi ego, obute ego afrozi, we don't know. Obiazi azowa igwe na bia, zowazi igwe azo. Igwe makwa that na this a king is born. A king doesn't just come from anywhere. A king is born. Maka na ego ya akaligo jekwuru gọvanọ ekepụtazi igwe. Nyenwa mee governors ji nyewezie ndị mmadụ igwe title. That's why governor ji interfere ebe na igwe title. Ekepụta onye nke ọzọ anọkọta empower ya, and they will never empower the village. They will be empowering individual. They are the people they want them to use to influence that community. They empower them. Those people, they will be, because our people like a trend. Anybody that is trending, anybody that have money, you amaka say gini fenkita je solo onya afuko onyoro anya ogbo agbo, then ị na-esozi onye anwere ego. Onye anwere ego unu na-eso, unu ama mmasị dị na ịkpata ego, na onwe ife a na-eme akpata ego. Asị gị na agwa ogbenye ka esi kpata ego, ọsị ka ọ remain ọpọ. And that thing with the truth. From Dangote to all ihe niile anọ na Nigeria jicha ego nwanne, onwe ka esi kpata ego a. Ọ bụrụ adị m ekwugwo okwu ịgwọ ọgwụ ego nwanne, ọ bụrụ ọgwụ ego adị ewu, ọgwụ ego adị eme exist nwanne. A sị nọ inwe obi iburu ego, ma ị nwere obi enwekwa ebe iji azụ ege. Ị nwere obi ị nwere ebe iji azụ eje. So abịa ebe enwelu onye ọchịchị, anywhere they see traditional rulers, asị gị na-ekego nke a igwe, asịzi gị enwe autonomous igwe, enwe nke a. Somebody say that the igwe is not our culture. Whatever you may call it, we have leaders, right? We had leaders. On a leader, we had leaders. Whether they are called igwe or they are called eze, even if they are called eze, let it be. Whether they are called igwe, they are called eze. Mana, what they are, they are of a community. Enwe onye na-achị obodo, enwe ndị a na-akpọ ndị kansụl, enwe ndị abịa nka nkwa millennium one kwa. Enwe onye na-achị obodo. Whether ma akpọ ya igwe ma ọ akpọ ya eze, ma akpọ ya ndị na-achị obodo or odozi obodo, it doesn't matter. All we are in the context of ndị na-achị obodo. Otu anyị si nwee ya, abịa n'obodo a na-amụ eze amụ. Ada egote eze n'ahịa, mana tata emezi ya na-egote eze n'ahịa maka ihe isi ike. Apụtazi ya nye after afụ na onye a wee eze like ndị obodo ya, were ihe isi ike. Ndị niile nọ n'obodo enweghị ihe isi ike akali, apụtazi ya awepụta ofu onye, empower the person. When they empower the person, they will now tell him to go and challenge that man. He will challenge him echinye igwe nke ya, because they will be now, how can this man wey no go school rule me? How can this man wey no get money rule over me? Oke ọchịchị akalia. That is why we are chasing after it individually, because once they call one person, they will empower that person. That person will be bragging out for you, be bragging. Ịchụọ ịchụtalozi ije chọwa ihe ọjọọ ị ga-eme ka ị wee bịa brag alụ that person, ka ị wee bịa soli bụrụ oyi, ka ị wee bịa meti oyi. By then, ị nwere ike ijegide jekwuru ndị ga-asị gị gbuo mma gị, igbuchekwa mma gị anwụ chụchụchụ, o nwere ife na-eme na ndụ gị. O nwere ike ịka na-ebuche ejide gị tie gị n'ime, akụgbuo gị. Otu a nke ọ dị. Oyi ya niile ka ndị mmadụ na-ezuzugharị, zuzugide. anya pụta ojele nwanne ya ka o wee nweta ego bịa chalenji igwe obodo ha. Onye fụta ojele nwanne ya ka o wee nweta ego bịa chalenji eze obodo ha. Ihe a niile mezi anyị adịghị enwezi ihe a kpọrọ ka anyị bie ndụ ka mmadụ si ebi ndụ. Ndị gọọmenti anyị, our government is the one now they bring general poverty, national poverty, institutionalize the poverty itself, so that when they pick up one person from this poor community, make him a great person, he will control that community, influence that community negatively, because people cannot see what made him rich. Because ndị mmadụ achọghịzi ije gba odibo na, and sometimes ijekwa ịgbadi odibo maazịkwan ka ị ga-esi gbara onye odibo, because ị mara ihe onye ahụ na-eme, ị ga-aghọta you no go understand ebe onye ahụ si apụta, because ị ga-akwụ n'afọ ihe ị ga-eji gbara ya odibo. Ị na-awọndazi ka ị na-enye onye ego, ịma mma na onwe ndị ọ na-ele ụmụnne gị, o jee apịa achọọla ya aka, ọ na-eme na biznes ya bụ biznes afụtụbe, ọ na-aga, ịma mma achọọla ya aka, ọ bịa na-influence unu, ọ na-influence unu. Ụmụaka enwezi oke ọchịchọ. Everybody want to drive G-Wagon. Everybody want to drive Rolls Royce. Everybody want to drive Maserati. Everyone the middle one will want to drive Benz. The new name Benz. They want to drive Benz. Especially the mentality of our people back home. These people put a hanaga wele go na wulu nenu. They will be throwing money on the air for you. And at the end of the day, you will be worshiping them. Worshiping them. Once they do one or two things in the media, instead of you giving them a direct advice, you can see something wrong with what they are doing. Instead of you giving them direct advice, you will say, hey, I tap from your blessings, sir. I tap from your grace, sir. You are tapping from a grace of a criminal. You don't know. That's why you end up going to become one. In a tap grace and blessing from a criminal. Onye maro ka o si kpata ego, ma ndị konukolu, ndị buru isi onye ọcha tugbu na gota. I tap the blessing from you. Tomorrow ị nọkata iwụrụ onye ori, ị gaghị ama ebe o si fụta. Ọnwa ga-awụrụ onye ori, ị gaghị ama ebe o si fụta. Maka na ị na-asọpọtụ ịfụ. Onye nwa ka unu ji asọpọtụ ndị anọ na mba etiti na-egbu ndị na-akpụ isi n'ala. Maka na unu na-asọpọtụ ịfụ. Unu amara ebe ndị kwesịrị ịkwụnyelụ n'ihe ọwụna a na-eme. Ọ bụrụ ụta nke esi eme ụmụnne. Ihe ọwụna anyị na-eme ka anyị were akụ na uche anyị na-eme ya. Chibike said Biafra Igwe was imposed on us by British colonial master. That is why they can never say the truth. Okay, please, gwagoda anyị nke emelu nke novu before Igwe awe impose on us, because onna ọ bụ na ị ga-ederu nke dubulu on us, nke anyị na-emevu before Igwe abịa impose Igwe on us, biko gwagoda anyị. Ama m na anyị nwere eze, but ọwụkwa na ịchọ ịkpọ akpọ, nọmba dị na screen, adịa m na WhatsApp, ịkpọ m, maybe na o nwere ị ga-akụziri ụmụnna anyị ka ha mụta. Ịghọtago? So let us continue. Coming back to the issue of that, our people follow people without asking, checkmating whom they are following. No, the only thing they will checkmate about you now is that he will sell out tomorrow. That is the only thing the people will be seeing. When you are making sense, it becomes intimidation to some of them. They will be telling you he will sell out tomorrow. No, this person will sell out tomorrow. See the way he talk now. That is the way he talk. You will be thinking that you will be seeing yourself as the best, because in every exam, exam, you pass. Yeah, when you examine yourself, you will pass. But if another man examine you, you will see that how imperfect you are. But we're always perfect in our mind. Our opinion is always the best, in our mind. And other people will see it to be rude. And it is rude. Your opinion will never be, can never supersede every other opinion at all time. Except if you come to people who are like you have educated them, you have taught them, they are still as ignorant as. Now, that's why Mazen Nnamdi Kanu started from teaching, education, educating them. He was educating us before he even had this problem he has now. Before he he was abducted, he was educating us because he knows I can't, the only way I can do is to start educating them. If I can't educate them, I won't get them to know what is in the pipeline. Then he start educating you. The reason why you should believe in this, give you reasons, tell you what is going to happen, tell you this is going to happen. It happened because he understand the system. He studied the system and studied the system of other place. And he studied where he went to school was in Britain. Ndi Jainan. He studied their system, came back, having known the system where he come from. His consciousness got, spark. And he said, no. So these people, Jainolua, Nebindo, to where you they have law, they have court. Nobody is above the law. Everybody, is under the law. And at the end of the day, Abaziano Bodanye Bahaja and all where they are holding us. Nobody is above. Everybody is as long as you are rich, you are above the law, or you are in government, you are above the law. You can kill anybody you want to kill, no problem. You can jail anybody you want to jail without even bringing them to court for 2 years. That's why police, they leave people in their police holding cell for 2 years without taking them to court. Infringement on the people's rights. But at the end of the day, what it does to them, it destroys their minds. They will no longer be thinking like a human being because of oppression, hardship, maltreatment on these people. It is very, very important that when we are aligning ourselves with something, we should actually consider the implication, the benefit, and the um the loss. You calculate the profit, the benefit, or the negativity around that thing. You need to consider both before you engage. Many people might think, many people might think that I am, talking to them directly or I'm attacking them because of what they do. I am not attacking anybody. I'm actually trying to feed you with information that I have that you might not have. That's what I'm doing. I'm not attacking you. That's why I cannot come here and start mentioning this person. Say a lot of them are in my comment section. I can mention their names, but most important thing is that I want, that is the reason why I did this video. I want our people to understand. And if you believe you have a superior argument on what I'm saying, bring it to let us actually have that conversation. If you believe you have a superior argument on what I am saying, I am not even telling you to, believe in what I am saying. I am telling you to make a research on what I have told you. Then, if you find what I have said to be false, then bring the argument to me and ask me why is it false. Don't just hate me because you find out it is false. And when you are doing your research, make sure you explore every piece and every area to get a very accurate information. Because otherwise, when you come, I will show you some evidence that I might be having, and they tell you, I will also even take from the archaeological history that they made available, take it from there, combine it with the history that is hidden, that you can extract piece by piece before you will come to conclusion, and you bring accurate information that will educate our people, not actually to mislead them. We should not be emotional. Bikono. Bikono. And if you see evil, condemn it. There is a video I posted One Palestinian man who came to say that those people are that video that they are he was one of them, that they are terrorists, they are killing people, that his father told him to hate these people, his father told me to tell him to love these people, his father this, his father that. Do you know that in every nation they have their own secret? Every nation. What make a nation is their secrecy. That is what makes a nation. And immediately when you start spying on their secrecy, that means you are contravening their sovereignty. You are actually invading their sovereignty. That's it. Now, when a person tell you that he is in this position, the same way a Berima come to tell you that he is a IPOB, and Mazen Namde Kano handed over to him. He used it, and he was using it. He started using it to cash out. After using it to cash out, that one day, none of you who are his supporters will say anything again. So this type of person who use it to cash out. Also known as Bisinana, he said that he's a Muslim, and he is leaking a secret. He is leaking a secret, a alleged secret. I wouldn't call it secret because I don't. What he's saying, it didn't show you any evidence, so it is alleged. Even if he show you evidence, it is alleged still, according to the way they present their own story. Now, you find out that this man said that their people, automatically, their people deserve what they are getting. That's exactly what this man is saying. Their people deserve what they are getting. Who does that? Except a person who is already compromised. These are the people who were fed with knowledge that is anti whom they are. The same thing that is happening with this boy Apoludene. The same thing, the same damn thing happening with him. Because you know why? He is still a young man. A young man, forget that bad head that he has. That bad head is as a result of Afufu. You know, Afufu, he's still a very young man. That bad head he has is as a result of Afufu. He is a naive young man. That is the reason why he has to turn against his own people, believing that he will achieve something, because he knows the secret of many millionaires in our land. That when you sell your brother, when you sell your people, you get it, you make it faster. So that is the reason why he decided to be on the selling end, because of okochicho, poverty that they have created. Ha just welu poverty mee office ebe a na-akpọrọ ndị mmadụ. Nke ọbụla a chọrọ ịkpọrọ akpọrọ ya, gwa ya ọ ga-eme, enye ya ego. That's what they were able to achieve in our land. So whenever somebody starts, talking against their own people, malụ na onye anwa alụ adọzia maka na there is something ifụ onye gịnị ya nọ na-agbata ịpụtazi ikpechewu ya, ịkọjọwu ya ka i wee nọrọ n'ilu akwụkwọ onye ọzọ, so that you will be in the good book of another. Man, you are a betrayer. You are a betrayer. This is the reason why we don't have discipline. We don't have discipline. You know why we don't have discipline? We don't have discipline because when we see it somewhere else, we entertain it, we say, oh, it is good. But you don't know that if this same thing is done on you, you are doomed, maybe. You will not have secret. Your enemy will know your secret. Your enemy will know no only if he pass it. They can overrun you. And sometimes, if any metewelu, ndị na-egbu ụmụnne ya ebele, o nwekwa ike mpịa o nwekwa ike onye ọ na-ekwu okwu ya na-amụ ya n'obodo oyibo. Of course, if you hear his accent, adị m ekwukwe maka udene amụ ya ebe ogbenye ọnụ ntụkalị. Ọ ya ka o ji tiche isi n'oge. Ị na-anya ifu that na the person na-ekwu ihe a na ndị a na-anụsọ ọgụ na mba etiti, o nwere ike ọbụna amụ ya n'obodo oyibo, o jee akwụkwọ n'obodo oyibo, mana ọ na-ebe a nsị gị na mpịa na-agwa ya nya afụkwana ndị a n'anya, nya afụkwana ndị a n'anya. Mpịa na-agwa ya afụ na ndị a n'anya. O nwere ihe mpịa ji agwali anyị afụ na ndị a n'anya. Ọ dị agwali anyị afụ na ndị a n'anya maka anything na mpịa chọrọ ka ha bịa colonize ya ụmụ ya. Ọ chọrọ ụmụ ya na-etolite ka ihe adịrị ha n'obi na ndị anụnwakwa ndị ọchọnganoku, ka ihe adịrị ha n'obi na ndị anụnwakwa ndị ọjọọ. Ọ dịrị ha n'obi, ịma mmepelu ha ụzọ ka ha bịa overall n'oge. Ibido na-play defensive from the beginning. Mana one thing they did is that na ha dị very, some of them na-enukwu enukwu ka atụrụ. Some of them na-enukwu enukwu ka atụrụ. They don't know amaro rule of engagement maka na akụziri ọlụfa ọfụma. But ị gaghị ejikwe ya sị na ndị anụnwa niile na fa amali ife. No, ọ dị ndị na-eche ndị. Ọ bịalụbe onye abịagbuni ọ na-akwa mkpumkpu akwa na ya n'azụ. Enwere ife eji tụọ inu anwụ. Mgbe ndị anụnwa na-egbu ha bịakwa na anị anwụ, gekwe ntị. 1948 mgbe ndị a na-egbu ha bịa na anị anwụ, ndị nke anụnwa nọkwa na anị anwụ a na-egbuzi kịta nabata ha. Ọkwụrụ my dear, they welcome them. Fanafa na-emechọrị na-emekwa n'onwelo. Otu ahụ ka ndị Britain ji jekwe na mba America, jelu the Red Indians nọ na America, who are the natives of America. Ha ga there, they went there, they cool down, megide, so pido ha n'ana, pidosie ha ike n'ana, zawazia ndị ọcha, ndị mba America. Ha zabazia ndị mba America. Ada anụzi onu ndị nwe America before ha abịa. Britain galụ na Australia, luo na Australia, not Britain, Britons galụ na Australia, ruo na Australia, luo dachie mba Australia. Ndị nwe obodo akpachido ha, kwechili, na-emezi na onwelo. They take over. Otu ahụ ka ha si wee kpọrọ ndị nke a tụnakwa afa, ndị nke a tụna afa na mba etiti, ebe ahụ ndị nna nna anyị ha nọvụ, ebe ahụ Chukwu nyelụ ndị nna nna anyị fa. Mgbe ha bido emeri mana ada adazi na from heaven, maka na mana na-ada na heaven maka onwere ezigbo ihe nọcha ebe a, enwecharozi ebe ahụ adịchara otu o kwesịrị isi dị. Onye ka ejikwa gị na mana na-ada na heaven maka onwere ife na-eme ebe ahụ that time. Ife ga-eme gị, mana ga-adala gị na heaven ma ọ bụrụ na idewe iwu onye na-enye gị mana ahụ. Ọ na-enye gị mana ahụ from heaven, and that is the real thing. Fakwụsị idewe iwu onye na-enye ha mana, ha fọzi mana, ebido na-apụzi ebe ahụ one by one until ndị a na-abịa na-akpụ isi n'ala bịa dachie ogbe ahụ niile, bịazie ebe ahụ kwechiri maka ha ma ife ebe ahụ nye fa bịa ebe ahụ kwechiri. Ọya nwa ka ha ji azọli ya luo taa. Ndị mba Iran na-azọ ebe ahụ, Afghanistan na-azọ ebe ahụ. Unu enwe idea? Do you know that Afghanistan want to take over the land? Nketa nke echi ha na-azọ di ya. Iran na-azọ di ya maka na ha na-agwa onwe ha na ọha nwa ga-alụlụ Chukwu ọta ebe ahụ. Ndị a niile, I have engaged them one on one. Mụ na fama argument to the extent ngwa ha na unu zọtakwa ebe ahụ, unu zọta ebe ahụ na anyị nwa ga-eweli ya maka ọsọ na anyị nwa ka Chukwu nyere ebe ahụ. Ọ na-ewefu iwe mana onwe na ifefa ga-eme. Anyị nọ n'obodo onye ọbụla na-ekwu obi ya. Ọ na-ewefu iwe. So that is one thing unu aghọtara, maka na ndị nna nna ha bido na-agwa ha ndị abụọkwa ndị unu atụrọstkwa na ndị a, mana our parents bịa na-eme anyị ka anyị na-eme ihe ndị ọcha na-eme after enye anyị afa ndị ọcha. Ị na-asụ oyibo a na-akụ oge aka ihe ọwụ na ị na-eme dị ka nke ndị ọcha, ọ sị gị na ị na-eme ka ọ na-eme ka ndị ọcha, ọ na-atọ awụrụ trend anyị na-eprezi ya. Ọwụ na our parents bido gwawa anyị na ndị ịfụ unu malụkwa ka unu si eso ndị awụ okwu ezigbo mmadụ, malụ ka unu si eso ndị awụ okwu ezigbo mmadụ, mana ha gwakwala anyị a sịkwa gị na iwelu ngaji ogologo ngaji ka eji eso ekwensu, gị na ekwensu na-eri na iweliri ogologo ngaji, mana anyị bịa atụgharịala onwe anyị nwawuzi ekwensu onwe anyị, and anyị soro onwe anyị na-eri na ewere ogologo ngaji, anyị na-emekwu ya ọ bụrụ anyị aghọrụkwa dị ekwensu na onwe anyị, or it will become the devil of ourselves. It start affecting us because anyị aghọtala inu atụrụ. The same way so many people does not understand Bible because it is written in a metaphor. Metaphor, proverbs, idiom, figuratives, those are the things that people, we don't understand. Ilu, oku, we turn it upside down, it works against us. Now, that is the reason why we started late. The black race, we started late to realize what exactly is our downfall and demise. And that's why we are still beginning. We are in the beginning of understanding how to engage this problem. Remember, we are fighting not against flesh or blood, but against principalities and power, that principle, that you must introduce a better principle. That is the reason why I posted this video I posted earlier, where the woman was addressing the issue of African Union, how vulnerable they are, how they allow themselves to be, imposed on, for people to impose themselves on them, for people to control their narratives. How will they go and borrow somebody to go come and make a decision for them, be in the decision making for them, instead of trusting themselves to make their own decision? That was what that woman is saying. And she also suggested that for us to have our own, principle that will be able to, will be able to be closer to or in equal yoke with the principle of those who are holding us down, that we must be able to, employ, our own principle, and employing and deploying this principle, such as we need to be able to have something that that will be a leverage between us and these people. What is that thing that is going to be a leverage between us and these people? If it is, of course, so many of us will understand that if it is a raw material, if it is going to be a raw material, we will be able to, once they do something we don't like, if they are not buying to our own presentation, our own opinion, we tell them no, or we are not going to bring this, we're not going to do this type of business with you, we will look elsewhere. If we look elsewhere, then they will know that you know exactly what you want, the value of what you want. It is not as if they aren't going to fight. They will fight. They will find another way to oppress you while doing that, but it doesn't matter. Let them fight back because you have more leverage than them. But our African leaders don't understand how much leverage we have. They always believe that it is all about, no, let us give in to their demand. They can never be wrong. They are always wrong. Not against themselves. They are always wrong against you. Because they understand that they have to be on a particular status. Do you know that ndị a ga-asị kama fa ga-eluzu ịchụ ụwa ka ụwa mebie? Ọwụ ife dị ndị mba ofesi n'isi. Kama ha ga-eluzu ịchụ ụwa ka atụọ nuclear weapon n'ụwa ka ụwa mebie. Kama ndị ọzọ ga-achịfa maka fama alụfa mego n'ịchụ ụwa. Maka na ebe ịgbaghali okwu ịbịa ka iwunye elu ewelu dọla ihe gị egwu. ewelu dọla yie gị egwu. Otu esi eji dọla eyi gị egwu wụ ewelu dọla asị gị na ịma na-emekọzi ihe wit ndị mba ọzọ, ya ma onwezi onye ga na-ekwe emekọ ihe wit gị nwekọzi ịma nwezi access to igote dọla, maka ọ dọla na-achị ụwa. You will not have access to igote dollar or trade on dollar. They will lay an embargo on you. So that is their own leverage, because one currency that is governing the world, that controls the economies of the world, that currency of dollar. Now, if you were able to have something as well, when they place an embargo, dollar embargo on you, you place a raw material embargo on them. They will fight. Then you tell them whenever if they finish jump up, they must just come to your level. Then you have a conversation. At some point, if they know that you are serious and consistent about it, they will come to your level to have a conversation. Consistency is the key. Does not mean anything. As in Ambida to start crying is very, very difficult. But when you start crying, you feel like you don't want to stop. That is the way it is. If we are not pragmatic in our preaching, we are not going anywhere. Pragmatism that I'm referring to, it is all about being able to be consciously pragmatic, such as being able to employ diplomatic pragmatism. We are not about we want to go to war. We need men on the ground. We want to go to war. What are you doing? Because you are not telling them how many people you have killed for the day. No. That is the mindset of our people. They don't know what is called diplomatic engagement. Creating a principle, laying a principle, creating friends that might not have a lot of leverage, because they are fighting what you are fighting. So you can give them a pass to fight what they are fighting. These are the type of friends you create, not the friends that are affiliated with the people you are fighting, or friends that are scared of people you are fighting, because these people you are fighting have done them a favor, are controlling them one somewhere or the other. You don't understand. So if you cannot be my friend that I will be able to tell you are wrong, you are not my friend. Therefore, you are acting like you are my boss. So you cannot be my boss when we are claiming we are friends. It does not happen like that. So I am going to now, I want to ask our people, what about this government in exile? Oh no, sorry. It's not that nonsense. What about I heard about referendum. I heard about people talking about referendum. Please, I want to know more about that referendum. Now, people say there is a referendum conducted, because what is the result? What is the result of this referendum that people say that it happened? Because I heard that I didn't take it serious. Of course, I don't really go to if the numbers start increasing, don't think that So I don't think there is I understand that until I heard people talking about it. We even had argument, in that regard with some other guys, today. Referendum. No, they were, they bragged about referendum. They told me, we had a referendum. I asked them who is the winner, please. I was so curious about the referendum they are talking about. Apparently, the referendum they are talking about is, the guy from in Finland who invited them to, give them, will I say, they paid him a visit while they have to pay a ticket in order to see him or be in the same hall with him. And they called it referendum. You know, it becomes, I saw the hall was almost empty though. Our people have woken up. It becomes problematic because what is a referendum? Number one is that everything that these guys are doing is actually self contradictive. Now, it is self contradictory. And secondly, if you say you want to declare government in exile, Number one, you have to declare Biafra first. That's what I actually said about this madness of government in exile. You have to declare Biafra first, right? Now, let's that one apart. If you say you want to, you know, have a referendum, are you going to have a referendum in a foreign land? What type of referendum is that? Who is voting? People who will pay a ticket. People will pay a ticket to come. They will pay a ticket to be in the same hall with you. Then you will start now, talking stories. After talking stories, you give them food. Maybe you give them jollof rice and stew, or jollof rice and anumpo. Then they will eat. After eating, ha na-eche referendum. Ịpụta ịkọwa ịbịa gụwa ha news, ịgụcha ha news, isi ha na nwanna m isi agwụsigo. Is there any other thing they did there? What type of referendum that is not up to 20 people? I just don't want to be lying. Maybe they are 20. So what type of referendum? So have you now seen how our minds become so, you know, so encroached with stupidity? We follow stupidity more than we follow wisdom. Somebody tell you he is giving you doing referendum in Finland while you are in Nigeria. Obonye ọnụ ntụ ifeọdụ tụrụ lacha ọbụrụzi ifenyi jewe Finland. Ilukwe Finland, you will pay a ticket ka i wee bata ebe Oga Jesus nọ. Oga Jesus in the Finland. You will pay a ticket for you to enter the place. You will pay your food for you to be in the place. You will pay your drink for you to be in the place. So just for you to have a referendum. Then what's father after this referendum? Who won from the referendum? Who won? Of course, they couldn't give me the answer. This thing is always making me to understand that these guys, they have nothing to offer. They always change their format in order to use them to extort money from our people. That's what they do. New format for extortion and the defrauding. Now, that one is apart. None of them will wake up to ask them. This referendum we conducted in Finland. What did he give to us? What was the end game or the end result? What did we achieve with it from that? They won't ask that question. You know why? Because these people, they are just following trend. These are the type of people when they go to church. You see them, they will say, Father Ekuka, Father Kulugogo today, Father Anua, Father Anua, I Oprichika. Then you join, what did what is the moral of the story of this pastor? Or what did you learn from the pastor or from the father? They won't have anything to say. But they know that father spoke. They only knew that father was making sense because people were clapping or people were jubilating. They did not, read anything reasonable meaning out of what father said because they went there in the name we want to go to a church. Father is holy. Therefore, let's just listen to father. It doesn't matter whether father is leading us to grave. We don't mind. We're going to follow father. That has been the problem of our people. Our people, sheepishly, ha na-efolo ka atụrụ na-enweghị uche. Ha na-efolo ka atụrụ na-enwere uche. If you see any of them, fanwete to obele ego like this, omume fe change. As ignorant as they are, fanwete to obele ego like this, omume fe change. I want to remind us that are in this struggle. I want to remind us in this struggle. Let me tell you, regardless of ego ni a bank account, you dedicate yourself to come and fight this struggle. You should see your comrades as you people are on equal yoke. You don't see yourself as you are mightier than every other comrade. No. When it comes to position, you are the leader. If you are a leader in your position, you are a leader in your position, but don't think that that leadership made you God in your position. No, it doesn't make you God. It makes you a leader. And a leader takes from here, 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 and there before they will be able to make a good leadership. But if you are not taking from here, 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 and there, you will never make a good leadership. That is another thing. The reason why I am saying this is that there are people, when you are in a struggle with them, they believe they will say to themselves, no, with these people just one day bata yesterday, or one day yesterday, and we don't want to be with them. No, these people ndị yesterday, ndị anụnwa ana m enyo dị ha enyo, ndị anụnwa nwekwa ike ịwụ sabo, ọ nwekwa ike ọwụ na ọsabo ka ha wụ. Imagine that yourself within yourself n'ọgụ a wụ the sabo. You wouldn't know na onye ahụ ị na-enyo enyo akpọsabo, or onye ahụ ị na-ene anya na ị na-enedali ya anya. Ịma ebe oge ịmagodo onye ị na-enedala anya, ịma mmadụ na onye ahụ ọ nọ gị nso, onye nwere ike inye nwuru gị aka, no go know, maka na ọjọọ so bịa kwuwe maka Biafra. O nwere ike ịbata kwuwe maka Biafra, agụụ na-agụ gị bịa kwuwe maka Biafra. O nwere ike isizie n'ikwu okwu maka Biafra enwetawa nwa jai ọbawa gị akpa, maybe ifiribezie na ịdị na pas ga adọrọ na Ekeme market. Nwanne Jesu onwere ife pasta, ife nchọ ka m gwa gị. Any position you find yourself as, any position you find yourself to be, you should know that position is a privilege. It is a privilege because there are many things you need to learn from people around you. But if you start now, let me start disassociating myself. No, we don't talk to these people. We don't talk to these people. These people are not, let's just leave them behind. Or maybe if you want to come and, if you want to talk to these people, you create a third party. There are people that you need to talk to directly because these people, there is one or two reasons why you have to talk to these people directly, and other people you don't have to talk to them directly because you believe that these other people, you don't understand them. But how will you understand someone when you never engage them? You have to engage somebody and hear, no milokwa, then you will be able to determine what type of a person is this. What is his objectives? What is his, aim? You will always find that answer to your question. The only way you can find it is continuous engagement with this person. Then you will be able to find what you are looking for from that person if you have what it's called, wisdom, or the privilege to discern, because that privilege is it is too rare in Biafra land. Rather, selfishness, ignorance, and envy. And sometimes you might be envy, you will not know you are envy. And that is the reason why, for you to see how envy Simon was or is against Nnamdi Kanu, made Simon to want to be or replace Nnamdi Kanu. Immediately, problem of Nnamdi Kanu came because he is envious of him. He was not following him. He would be telling himself that, who is this man? What position does he have in Europe? That's what he will be asking himself. Who is this man? What position does he occupy in Europe? In Europe, here I wear suit and tie, but this man, does he wear suit and tie? That's what he will be asking himself. How can this man be ahead of me? Because he knows he cannot engage to remove him. Immediately when that man have a problem, he come in. When he came in, he came in like he will be a beast in a sheep clothing. They will come in a sheep clothing. Then when they come in a sheep clothing, their mind is all about they cannot be led by these people that they undermine. but they don't think about the wisdom. They think about what they see, your facial expression. In a wrinkle, are you slim? Are you the going for? That is what these people are actually looking for. That is the reason why in Nigeria you will never find a good leader, because you are always looking for somebody that is you will say that somebody that is successful. You don't know what how they implement their idea. Maybe they are successful because na ha gburu mmadụ bụrụ ego they successful. You don't know. All you are looking for it is you are looking for shine shine. You are always looking for glitter. Things that glitter without knowing that all that glitters are not gold. And that is a big problem of our people that we need to educate them on. If we are able to educate our people on these things, and when we are educating them, if you find the ones that are willing to learn, they will come, with open-mindedness. Not they will come with to learn from you. You are teaching them, but sometimes the educators are very harsh. If the educators are very harsh, you might miss it where they might pick up if they are very, very harsh. So sometimes if the educator is very harsh, they might not be able to assimilate. Now, if you are able to be open, calm, to some of them, you will find a way. The journey of 1,000 miles start from a day. Don't forget that you start from a day doesn't mean that you have achieved you. The journey of 1,000 miles doesn't mean that if you start, it is no longer going to be 1,000 miles. It will always be 1,000 miles. And when you have at the back of your mind that this is a journey of 1,000 miles, not when you start the journey, you will say, no, this is a journey of 100 miles. Because the reason why you want to name it a journey of 100 miles, because you don't know due process. You think that everything is tibo zobo. There is an interview I want to show you. Interview granted by Putin. That interview granted by him. Let me show you, but I'm not going to. Okay, let me play it on the phone so that you will know something. So that if you see fools, now legally from platform to platform looking for ebe ha ga-agba asịrị, because our people like asịrị too much. Or if na-emezi nke ikpeazụ a. Now I want you to see this interview. Listen. She sat down with. I'm going to show you. You can see this. You can see the interview. I don't want to. I can't bring it in. Let me put the light. Oh, my battery is dead. I didn't even know that my phone. Damn. Okay, let me show you. Let me show you what it looks like. I will show you what it looks like. No, no, not this nonsense. Just one moment. Let me show you this. Yeah. I don't know if you hear what it is saying. Do you hear what it is saying? Because I want you to learn something from this. That's all. I want you to learn something. That secrecy is the key. Secrecy. I believe you are seeing it, right? No, okay, no, no, no. I haven't posted it yet. I think I selected the wrong. Now check this thing out. Check it out. I am going to play it, but not with voice. Are you able to see something? I just want you to see, the person standing. I want you to see the person standing there. That is people having conversation. Let me make it a full screen so that you will see. I just want you to see. Did you see it? Yes. Now, seeing it. Now if I tell you the let me tell you the conversation they were having there. The conversation that they were having there is all about, because I know that this type of media houses, they are very harsh. you know so the conversation they are having there is unfortunate. My phone went off. I supposed to play it, uh, and my charger is not close to me. So the game, the conversation that they were having there is about that he want that America said that he is trying to give satellite access. Remember that Russia control more than 150 satellites. Are you aware? 100 and more than 150 satellites. They are the highest in the world. So if they put you into their satellite program, you will actually benefit a lot, because you will be able to spy people. Now, listen up. They were talking about how that America said that Russia is going to be supplying weapon satellite sharing satellite technology with Iran, so that Iran will use it to monitor American allies. You know what he said? He said, no, it is not true, that it is American propaganda. Maybe he is doing it, maybe he is not. But maybe if it is a Biafran man there, that this yes OYE member, or this man on a Finland, he will tell you, yes, we are doing it. What can Nigeria do about it? They are criminals. That's what Belima will tell you. They are criminals. We are doing it. But Okwonye, this man we are talking about has what it takes to to tell you, no, yes, we are doing it, and then he has what it takes. But he knows that there is something called diplomatic principle, diplomatic response. What you show to the world is what to the world will use to judge you. So that is the reason why this that man called Putin, he was answering this question. He was answering it, with all humility. You see the way they are sitting. The question he was answering with all humility. He didn't say, remember that this is the first time actually he granted interview with any Western media. The first time he granted interview with any Western media. But of course, so many people might not follow that trend. Now, he was interviewed, asking him, is it true you are going to share satellite technology with Iran so that they will use it to spy on Israel, spy on um, some allies of America? He said, no, it is not true. That is a propaganda, because he knows what a diplomatic approach is. He knows that even if he is doing it, if he brag about doing it, it gives them, chance of, sabotaging it. But if you say you are not doing it, nobody will hold it to you that you are doing it, right? But this one, they will come and say, we are doing it just because they want your money. We are doing it. Just they want to act tough in front of media when they work with a pastor. If have you ever seen Mazen Nnamdi Kanu granting interview? Ọ na-ebutu onwe ya ana, obutu onwe ya ana, especially with ndị obodo oyibo. Ọ na-ebutu onwe ya ana, ọ na-agara interview, ọ na-egeri, ọ da-aba mba. Maka na interview dị iche n'iji your platform na-aba mba na-eme, na-educate people. Now, sometimes you educate them aggressively because that is how you will create your own assimilation. So if now at the end of the day he will come there, he will relax, because that is now diplomatic move. That is for them to bring you to the world, for the world to hear what the type of person you are. So that when it's said, they will say you are an aggressor. You said it in the media. But if you beat them, in their own principle, they expect you, that when they come, they will beat you with their own, principle. You will calm down, beat them in their game. Believe you me, once you are able to beat them in their game, they might not even make that interview to trend. It will not trend because you have beaten them with by their game. They will be looking for another way possible to come in again, to see if they will manipulate you to confess, or they will frustrate you to confess, because they know that if they frustrate you, you start talking, because we are emotional. So now they have tried him. He say he is not doing it. Whether he's doing it or not, he said he's not doing it. If you have evidence, bring it. And he said that there are many situations that cannot exist if we come to a round table. There are many situations that might not exist if we come to a round table. If had it been we came to round table, it will not exist. Have you now seen diplomatically? He speak peacefully. Does not mean that he is a coward. Do you hear that? He's not a coward, but he speak peacefully. All the very important that anybody that takes your, if onye ọbụla bupulu ọtọ gị n'ama, onye ahụ wee ezigbo enemi gị. Ifuru otu udene nọ, udene wee enemi ndị Igbo. Onye a kpọrọ udene wee enemi ndị Igbo, mana ọ mmadụ ife ọ na-eme onwe ya. Ezigbote enemi ndị Igbo. Otu a ka ọ dị onye anụnwa Palestine na-aja eburu akụkọ ndị be ha pụta na ama na-akọ eli. Ezigbote enemi ndị be ha ka ọ ga-awụ, because o ihe jikọrọ ndị be ha na ndị mba ọzọ. Ọ bụrụ ihe jikọrọ ndị be ha na ndị be ha. Ọ bụ na onye jikọrọ ndị be ha na ndị be ha, ọ na-akụ ụdị ya nwa na-ege ya ntị ma na ọ ma ihe. Mana ọwụ ha na ihe jikọrọ ndị be ha na ndị mba ọzọ, ọ na-akụ ụdị ya ma na oyi iberibe ka ọ bụ izi onye a dị mma ije ọsụ kpọọ ya ọkụ. People amaro the meaning of betrayal. Ka efe unu ji chee na onye a chịburu mba Amerịka gara aga, nke achịcha nke before Donald Trump, ka ezi ihe unu ji chee na onye na-esili ya nri anọkọta asị na mmiri ri ya, onye ma egwu mmiri. Ka ihe unu ji chee na mmiri ri ya, maka na otu ibupụta ife omimi dị na ndụ nwoke ahụ, mmiri erie ya ozugbo. Ha amala ebe mmiri si bịa ka o si jee na mmiri erie ya. Mmiri elivi ya before lizie ya. Ka unu wee na-afụ ife ahụ onye ahụ mee is treason. Ife udene na-eme is treason. I am telling you, because o ife dịịrị ụmụnne ya na ndị ọzọ. Ọ bụrụkwa no treason to the law, but it's treason to the, to iburugo onye na-enye ifo nzuzo anyị nwe. Iburugo onye na-ebupụ ya na outside. So ibe ọzọ nwanne anyị, and ịmakwa nọọ ọnwụ na ndụ ndị a na-egbu anyị, and ndị a nwa kakwa egbu anyị. ndị a nwee ifefa ji egbu anyị maka na inwe ihe ije ị na-enweta ibuli ya pụta n'ama ka nkụwala unu aka ndị mmadụ na-akụli aka you have tried ịgbanika you are tried. Ọ ya ka m ji bupụta ya bupụtala unu udene unu na ofu onye there are the same people. Mana people will not understand it because people, when they look at judge money, you can never understand judge money. Those of you who believe that you will understand judge money, you will never understand judge money. I did not come to the struggle without information. I came to the struggle having information. I do not involve myself with the things I don't know, or so I don't come and say no, let us do try and error. We can do try and error. Before I became Biafra activist, I am African decolonization activist. So in terms of that, I want you to understand it, that as much as we are fighting for Biafra, that is our own, we are also looking out there for other people who are our people in the continent of Africa. Because if we get Biafra, we need to understand what is called collective progression. If we have collective progression, it is more profitable to us than single individual progression. So that is the reason why when I talk about Biafra, the things of that is happening on the continent of Africa give me concern. Because if we have a Biafra where we are going to build it like Dubai. Biafra, maybe we would build it like Dubai, or more beautiful than Dubai, because we have our own initiative. Now we build it and we have jungle all over Africa. What will be of the making of Biafra? Do you know the reason why South Africa is complaining? Foreigner, 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 foreigner. Every time you listen to their news, it's all about foreigner, 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 foreigner. You know why? The reason why they are always doing it, they are the most advanced economy in Africa. And that is the reason why they attract people to come to them. But if there are, every economy in Africa is, advanced, if infrastructure is made available in African countries, you will not see too much influx of foreigner, to the extent that you will be noticing it, that it becomes a problematic issue and a trap to you, by other nations. It will not be. That's why we are fighting for Biafra. So that as much as we are fighting for Biafra, we are also fighting for our other African, continent, so that while we are, being free, we will, if there is something that we have, we share with everyone, and we will have a better society, a better continent, a continent that does not have invasion anymore. Form multilateral relationships, knowing that we are equal to the task. If we sit from Nigeria and become successful, and the Yoruba man is not successful, or Yoruba people are not successful, we are not successful. Because if we are successful, Yoruba man is successful, Hausa man becomes successful in their own country or in their own nation, and the Cameroon becomes successful, or whatever they call themselves. Ambazonia becomes successful. Ghana becomes successful. Namibia becomes successful. Congo becomes successful. And you see um, Burundi becomes successful, and all other countries. Pardon me if I don't mention your country. We all become successful. When other people think about us, no one will play with us, because we have what we need, and we have relationship with one another. We can never depend on any other person. That is the reason why they try to use this poverty to make to destroy us. Poverty, lack of infrastructure development, lack of technology, because they de-industrialized us, and we may depend on them at all time. That is one of the things they were able to do. But In this regard, it makes our people to be very, very vulnerable. Very, very vulnerable. And that vulnerability of our people will never allow them to see the bigger picture. It makes them ignorant. It makes them to see themselves as if they are competing with you, or see you as their competitor, instead of seeing you as people who are in the same problem with us. So if we are able to solve these problems, we will get a better nation inside a good continent. Because individual success can never help us. Individual success. And for us to have a collective success does not mean that people will impede in each other's sovereignty before we will be able to have collective success. We can have collective success without people impeding in your sovereignty integrity, through multilateralism, through bilateralism. So you can actually achieve whatever you are looking for. So that is the reason why it is important. Anybody who is within you and your own people decide to go and tell your enemy, they decide to go and tell your enemy that this is what we are like, this is how we do this, that person is a sellout, that person is a enemy to to your people, regardless of how you take it lightly or how you take it seriously. That person is a enemy because he is leaking the secret of the country to another person. I mean your own. Because all Ikeji said, when you gather, ezuo ka a na-ere ude na-atọtụọ ngịga. When a stranger is in the midst, ebe a na-ere ude na, and the stranger does not know na ị na-ere ude, ịma ntọtụli ya ngịga na. Ịma ntọtụli ya ngịga, ịchọ ka o vụrụ akụkọ gị kpagharịwa ma ọ ka ọ gba ọsọ. So it is very, very important that as we are fighting, we should bring our sense to avoid this type of thing. Somebody will tell you they are in Finland, they are doing referendum. When I never referendum in Nigeria. You know, in Finland, they made referendum. On the Finland, they can't make referendum. What is the meaning of that? Makana enwere uche, our people enwere uche. Eje emel ha referendum, ha kwụ ụgwọ, ha etichi ike natawa. I don't know what we are going to do for our people for them to get sense, because the sense of our people is very, very important that it returns. We should stop being selfish to ourselves. Selfish to ourselves. Exactly. Chinasa Pauline Dikocha. That's the ideology of our leader Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. The coming of Biafra will bring development to all African countries. That is it. It is true. It is true. Because he knows that if Biafra is restored and we start doing well and other countries in Africa is not doing well, we automatically not doing well. That's it. Collective result, collective success. It is very important, but does not mean you have to impede my sovereignty integrity before we achieve collective resolve. You know why? Because that is the reason why there is multilateralism. Multilateralism. It is going to enable us to have one umbrella where we pay our loyalty to. You see, the multilateralism of BRICS, if they create their own currency, then it means that you cannot mostly do, you can't place an embargo on them anymore, on any of BRICS country, because they have already alternatives. They have alternatives. So when you place embargo on them, dollar embargo on them, they will use their own BRICS country to trade. Now, like we said, who is looking for your currency determine how strong that currency becomes. If no one is looking for your currency is nothing. That's why Nigeria currency is nothing. No one knows it. No one knows it. No one need it. No one is looking for it. Politicians that they are not even patriotic to their currency, because they change everything they stole to dollar so that it doesn't depreciate. For you to know, for you to see, how then do you think that that type of country will do well? It will never do well. It will never go anywhere. The currency will become 5,000 to dollar maybe in the next 5 years or 10 years. 5,000 to $1. It will continue to get worse because the criminals, politicians, they are actually devising more, easier plans to launder the money or to transfer their wealth into another currency so that it will be easy for them to move it from one place to another. Do you get the point? So Nigeria will never, get better. I heard, if people come to African Union, they don't discuss what is the reason why our leaders or leaders in Africa are seeking for medical care in abroad without having a good medical, healthcare system in their country. You see that these people, they don't have shame. They don't have what is called common sense. You seek for medical care in abroad with whose money? Sometimes taxpayers' money, sometimes money that belongs to the nation. You use it to go for medical care. But when this person who is paying the tax is now sick, they don't have access to their hospital. The same people paying tax to you, or the same people that you own this money with, at the end of the day, they are grappling with this thing for years. They get used to it. They no longer remember that medical care is not supposed to be a privilege, because it is supposed to be a necessity. It is not supposed to be a privilege in any country, but it is a privilege in Africa, especially in Nigeria, because each and every day your president is going abroad for medical checkup. Governors, the same thing. Their children, the same thing. School, they cannot go in their country. School, they send their children abroad. While they are, you have a dilapidated schools, because there is no political will to create a good school. Talk more of investigating the curricula of that school. What are they feeding to the children in terms of knowledge or academics? They don't think about these things. The only thing that these people will always think about. That's why our people don't know history. When you talk about history to our people are, they are lacking behind with history. Even the archaeological history that is available, they don't even know it. Current, common, current affairs, our people are no longer paying attention to it. Sifa na choosing our ego mbute. Ka ọ ga-akụzi m ka esi atụ ọlụ. Oh, that is what our youth are actually, their energy is channeled to. That is the reason why they are easily manipulated. Easily manipulated. People will come and lie to them, tell them, you know, they will tell them archaeological information and history. They will buy it without knowing that there are information before archaeology, without knowing that there is belief system before theology. They don't know these things. They don't try to consider what was the belief system like before the introduction of theology, or what was the history like before the introduction of archaeology. When was the invention of archaeology done? It was before, all these things are incomplete history that started amid colonialism, or started, as I believe the approach started, amid colonialism. That's what I would say, because it is about studying things that we find now. Studying things that we find now, right? Because the ones that we had before, was actually taken away and archive them so that you will not use it to remember what is happening now. They will now have to now tell you we have to do a test on the somebody who died, or in order to tell you, who their genealogy. No, there is a history that is existing before then. Most of them are in the British archives. They're in the, Roman archives. The information we are seeking, they will not want to make it public. Why is it that we cannot access most of the book written by Hitler, Adolf Hitler? Why can't we access it? No matter how villain he is or he was, no matter how vicious he was, it is a book. Maybe you will say viewers description is advised. Why are we finding those things difficult to assess them? So that we will hear from the other side of the story. We don't hear them. We don't, it is not made available. The one they will make available, the one they wrote for you, the one they wrote about you, not the one that you made available by yourself. Have you now seen the reason why archaeology is not complete? For those of you who depend on what you read on archaeology, the only thing where archaeology will be give you the right answer, it is when you are studying the millennium, news, the news of what happened from 18th century, the news of what happened from 19th century. But those news of what happened from 9th century, 4 centuries, you will not get it because it is archived. It is. So they give you the one that will continue to place you on a periphery of where information is being, decimated. Where information is being disseminated. Now, that periphery where you are, you will not have any choice. Let's Google it. Google. You say Google. Who are these Biafrans? Google, who are Biafrans? Google will tell you Biafra are the people who are found in the eastern region of Nigeria who are fighting for secession. Google will tell you that. But Obokwu Yuju, you are asking Google who are the Biafrans, their origin. Give them, what are they known for? You ask them, they look for millennial information that was placed there. They give it to you. That is the reason why I say to those who are burning Bible that you are foolish, because you need to read what is written inside. Why are you so scared of what is reading and understanding what is written inside, but you are not scared of what is written on Google? Now you come to ChatGPT. Are you aware that even this programming, computer, artificial intelligence, they are racist? Are you aware of that? Because the programmers, they program what they want them to, you know, give out to you. Now, some of the artificial intelligence are very, very racist. That is the reason why they cannot open up to tell you the information. They will tell you they don't discuss politics. Number one, if you decide to say now, let me Google about the most beautiful people on the planet Earth, they bring you people with blue eyes. True or false? That is true. So at the end of the day, you find out that it is still there to promote the same narrative that human being has been promoting over the years, so that these ones will be consistently promoting it, so that the upcoming generation will believe that this is their truth. Archaeology. So I fear people who tell me archaeological history. I rather get someone who is not educated telling me about our history than to get somebody who tells me archaeological history on the issue pertaining 5,000 years ago. issue that we should go back to 5,000 to 3,000 to 5,000 years ago, because they will tell you migration started from so place, and people got tanned because of the heat of this area. And then that is rubbish. That is rubbish. Before the existence of migration, there were already people with different, colors. There were already people with different colors before migration began. What caused migration? Harmattan. Would I call it harmattan? Drought. Okunwu. That one, ebute migration. That's the way it is. If you have a child that is a half caste, if they go and marry one of the race, and if they continue, they become that race. That's the way it is. You will never trace back to them to know who exactly is they are. Just like the people in Brazil, we have connection with people in Brazil. Are you not? You might not be aware. We have we have blood connection with them somehow. When you come to gene, or when you come to our extended bloodlines, we have connection with them, but the problem is they've become more more lighter in complexion because of interracial marriages. They become lighter, and then somehow you might not see them as your own people anymore, because now archaeology will now tell you their own story. Who are these people? You will not know who are these people, who are that person. So that when they oppress them, you will not say, no, these are not my people. No, let them, they should kill them. These people are done. If these people are terrorists, kill them. No. That is the plan of the way it is. Everything is set up. Put you a place where they give you history that you must follow, the one that you will consume, because you are a consumer while they are the manufacturer. So they give you the particular one that you deserve to consume. That is the reason why some of the people who found the truth, like Chinese, they are able to do exploit. They are doing great today because they found their story, they found their truth, and their truth is helping them to thrive. While we in Africa, we will always be looking for whom we are going to get approval from, looking for whom we are going to support when they are having issues, war. They will not. You will be supporting them, killing yourself, making enemies for no reason. No enemies. Making it for the sake of people who don't see you. People who don't see you. I, uh, our people, for the sake of people who don't see you, you are making enemies because of them. Now there is something I want our people who are privileged to be under the influence of my voice this evening. I want you to know that Fulani, you see that we are, that is our enemy today. If Fulani understand their position today and say, Britain, enough is enough, this Nigeria is not working, let us divide, we will still have a good relationship with Fulani after division. Don't you know that? Some of you believe that we are fighting this fight because we have something, but Fulani, as for now, they are looking for how to oppress us, including killing us. So we become enemy. We become enemy because they want to kill you. You become enemy. You protect yourself from being killed. That's what we are doing. We are not fighting Islamic religion. Bear that in mind. Islamic religion is somebody's religion. Those who we are actually, who we are convinced to follow it, you educate them not to be fanatic about it. If you can, if you have the opportunity. Because there are people who are practicing it who are not fanatic, who are doing it in a good way, who does not believe in killing people. But there are people who are doing it in a vicious way. There are people who respond to their enemy in a vicious way because they don't know the rule of engagement. So that is the reason why you see Hamas going to create a problem that they cannot stand to defend for the safety of their people. It is highly condemnable, highly condemnable for them to go to Israel, kill civilians, kill innocent people. It is highly condemnable. But on the other hand, this Hamas is already called terrorist. They are called Hamas terrorists. They are not called Palestinians. They are called terrorists. So in a situation whereby a terrorist attacked you, the next thing you're supposed to do is to find a way to nip that terrorism on the bud. But nipping it on the bud does not mean you have to now, you know, use the blood of innocent people. You cannot leave the bottom that fat and you go and knock the head. Igaki shop, ila pike nyola igaki shop. Are there many these children that are dying in Gaza Strip? Do they deserve to die? Hospital that was bombed, is it supposed to happen? No. That is a war crime. And if United Nations and their ally cannot stand against that war crime, double standard. If you don't know it now. Both of them have committed war crime. Hamas must pay for their crime. Israel must pay for their war crime. That's the way it is. If you advocate for people to pay for their war crime, the war crime that was committed against you in 1965, in 1967 to 70, maybe other people will hear your story and advocate for that to happen. Advocate for somebody to pay a reparation for that war. Not only pay a reparation, for somebody to be brought to justice for the sake of killing more than 5 million people, women and children. It is a war crime. We are crying about it. And you see people who are being killed in that way. You're telling me now they are dancing because of terrorism, because of people, because Hamas did this, they were dancing. Whether they are dancing or not, these two people, they are fighting. The other one Palestinian is fighting for freedom from Israel. They want their sovereignty, integrity. They want to be independent nation. If you don't know the story, let me tell you. They want to be an independent nation. So just because we love Israel does not mean we will see the wrong thing Israel is doing against other people, we support it. We can support it. Doesn't mean we don't love them. We love them. But when they do wrong thing, we tell them you are doing wrong thing. Because you are my friend. If you call yourself my friend, if I advise you are doing wrong thing, I don't support your wrong thing you are doing. If you call me your enemy, it means we were never friend. It is a symbiotic relationship. So if they are doing these things, it is condemnable. So both of them are on equal yoke right now. Hamas or Israel, they are on equal yoke. Both of them, they killed innocent people. So you judge it in that regard. You don't judge it, I stand for. This time around is not the time, no. When when these people, when people create a problem somewhere, you will start saying, I stand for this person, without investigating to know what exactly is the problem. You can't be standing for people ignorantly. Tomorrow, people will stand against you ignorantly. The next thing you will say, oh, the whole world is keeping quiet. They stand against me ignorantly. The way you treat others, so you will be treated. You speak the truth. There was a guy who, died for the sake of Biafra war, right? He is not a Biafran. He is not a Biafran. He is a Western. He is a Western. Is from Western world. He died for the sake of the genocide committed against Biafra. True or false? You know the reason why he died. He didn't. He knows that his people are the ones who are pushing it somehow, but he chose not to, you know, accept it because he is actually seeing humanity. He was not seeing sides. He was seeing humanity. Ethically, that's what he saw. That's what, you know, actually, triggered his suicidal thoughts. So in everything you see in this regard, see humanity first, right? So that humanity will see you when it comes to you. Those big world, regardless of how much you back them up, you will always be their slaves. You will always be their slaves. Principalities and power. Create your own principle. Stand by it. Let people get used to it. Then it works for you. And then it protects you. Give you a shield. Don't depend on other people's trend in order to do your own stuff. If we will be able to learn that strategy, we will be better, freedom fighters. Then at Bisinana, they didn't do anything against us. You know why? The people that did something against us are the Fulani being used by Britain. Fulani being used by Britain does not mean because the Fulani is Muslim that we now have problem with every Muslim. No, we don't have problem with every Muslim. We have problem with Fulani. Fulani with inverted comma. That's the people we have problem with, aka Fulani, not the Muslim world. That is the reason why I wrote a piece the other day that you cannot be fighting for freedom and taking, stands. And the worst part of it, you see, this worst part of the stance you are taking, it is, stance born of ignorance and stance born of a symbiotic relationship. That's the type of stance you take. Condemn evil and stand for humanity. Don't always be the voting number. No, don't make you a voting number. It means they have autonomy over you. So many people told me that Israel supported our struggle. I see so many comments in the comment section. People telling me Israel supported us during Biafra war. Do you know the full story? They aided both of. They gave Nigeria ammunition. They gave Biafrans ammunition. Are you aware of that? Are you aware? Israel, contributed to develop the sub-Saharan Africa, including Nigeria. They never called for us to, for Nigeria or Britain to know that we are oppressed. No, they didn't do it. They never called for, for the sake of humanity. They didn't advocate for the sake of the humanity after the war. They did not. But things that will not show, they might present. Things that will not, show, they might present. Because it is all about interest. So when you understand that it is all about interest, in everything you do, put your interest first. So that whether you don't know where your interest is going to hit jackpot. But if you put your interest in one basket, how is it going to yield a fruit? It will never yield a fruit. Because these people they are bombarding, there are people who are supporting them, who might even support you because of your oppression that you are receiving from Nigeria. They are supporting these people because of the oppression of Israel. To them, they are supporting them, and they are also supporting you because of your oppression from Nigeria. And they will look at you shouting, we support these people, we support these people. They will say, no, look at these people. These people don't know their story. These people are going through the same thing you are going through. And you decide to, go otherwise. That is very, very problematic. We don't support any war. We support humanity. Let there be peace. Those who killed innocent people must be brought to book, must be brought to account. Children, those who kill children, who committed no crime, who knew nothing about what is going on, but they become, they were now made the target of the war so that parents will cry. Those people are mean. They are mean. If the Roman statutes didn't issue warrant of arrest from Hamas or to whoever commanded the killing of children, bombing of hospitals, it means that it is double standard. We know that has been a double standard. You can't kill children. You can't kill civilians during war. It happened to us. The real Holocaust happened in Biafra land. We didn't have media to announce it. The real Holocaust happened to our people because we are Africans, we are black. Nobody is remembering it. But anything you do with Israel, they will tell you that they suffered Holocaust. They don't forget it. But we are always, people want us to forget. And you should stop dwelling in the past. People want us to forget. But it was just, ours was just yesterday. Just yesterday. 1960. 1960 something. 67. 1970. They started from 19 19 from 1930, 19 from 19 from 1920s. They started from there. 20s, 30s, 40, 43, then 45, 48. They discovered themselves. They were allocated to that land. So, in understanding these things, when they got to that land, there were people there. There were people there. They were, they were having, from the beginning, there is social and economic cohesion. Everything was a bit good until people started now exploring, growing, power started growing. People now started hating each other for no reason. People want to grow, have autonomy over one another person. It becomes now the war that is going on. So if people want to engage, each and every time Nigeria will say that IPOB did this, IPOB, Biafra did this, Biafra did that. The terrorist index will come and say IPOB will be scared that terrorist index will place us in the terrorist index. You should also always know that one man's freedom fighter is another man's terrorist. You should always know that. Don't forget it. If you are a freedom fighter, you become a terrorist to your oppressor. That's what they call you. And that's what you automatically become because you are grappling with captivity. A person that is in captive is always aggressive. They are always aggressive, especially when they find out what's going on. They become aggressive like that. That if they don't take care, their anger and emotion will destroy them. That's what it becomes of them. Anger and emotions destroy you. But if you take care, you will know there is principle to any engagement. And if you don't understand the modus operandi, don't engage. Because if you engage, you will end up being destroyed. Remember that 1967 to 1970, the biggest ally Ojukwu had was French. Are you aware? France was one of the biggest ally Ojukwu had. Are you aware of that? That's why we started finding French languages in our curricula. We were actually making French language, you know, a kind of second official language, or will I say after English, language after English. Had it been Biafra restoration, Biafra was restored that time. Don't you know that we will be under French oligarch, not Britain anymore? No more Britain. We will be under French oligarch. That is the reason why any engagement we are making engagement in a relationship, format. Relationship format, healthy relationship of understanding. Multilateralism, bilateralism, that is the type of relationship we are going to form. We are not going to form a symbiotic relationship where one person stands to gain autonomy because you want them to be your ally. Your ally will not want to gain autonomy over you. Your ally will want to help you. That's one thing Africa don't understand. They believe that for them to beat for him, for them to get allies from the big world, they must have autonomy over them. And they've been making peace with it. That is the reason why today some of them are murmuring. They are murmuring in their in their backyard. Some of them are speaking. Implementation cannot happen because there are saboteurs amongst you. So let us not work with emotions. If you feel you have a better argument in what I said, that is my phone number on the screen. You have the opportunity to call. That phone is still on, while the one I'm supposed to use to play is off. So, in that regard, you call and tell me this is where you didn't say it. I don't want to be seeing in my comment section judge money, this and that, judge money, because some of you who are writing are very ignorant, very very ignorant. So if you feel that you don't agree with me, you can take a phone and call that number and tell me your own piece that makes you not to agree with me. You can educate me more. I'm always open for learning. I'm a good listener. I'm a good learner. I research every day. I research every day. I try to find, what's going on around the world. I don't research to know what is going on in Biafra land alone or Nigeria alone. I research what is going on across Africa, what is going on across the world, so that I will know. Once I see something like that, if I have noticed it in the past, I will go back to actually do a further research about it in order to actually, find the intricacy of such matter, so that I will be able to, be strong in my argument each time I present such issue. That's what I've been doing. That's my actually secret. It is important to know international politics. Well, you don't have politics in Nigeria, or maybe basically you don't have politics in most African countries. You don't know politics. All you do is symbiotic relationship, symbiotic engagement, which is stupidity, which can never help you. Those are the type of engagement we do. Until we understand that alignment, engagement, people, friends, you don't need to have autonomy over me. This is what I want from you. This is what I am going to give you. Don't come like a child who is coming to beg from daddy. You come like a businessman who is presenting a business plan. Are you willing to invest in my business plan? If you are willing to invest in my business plan, this is your own leverage. This is what you are going to get. This is exactly what we are going to offer. You can't say no. We are going to, you will present exactly, you will brag about what you have first. Of course, what you have, people don't have it. You brag about it. You brag about what you have. Once you brag about what you have, they know, no, I know the value of what I have. Now, I know you don't have this thing. Why don't we form a mutual agreement? in order for us to be able to supply you this, and or we have this type of arrangement that if we have our freedom, we will have this type of arrangement where there is free trade zone between us, free trade between us, because you know that we have a lot of consumers from the beginning. So we will have like to have this type of you know mutual relationship, bilateral relationship with you. It is, I'm not saying it is going to be like that, but that is how you create your own, you present your business. It is business, it is interest. If they accept it or you negotiate, but not to have come, I don't have nothing, I don't have any, I don't know what I must do, we have this, we have that, doesn't mean that that person will be your only ally. There are other people who must be engaged. You will continue to form ally, so that eventually, if you are, if they call you or they sanction you, or some one part sanction you, you will have people whom you are dealing with that will keep you, alive. But that is something Africa doesn't don't understand. They engage with their emotions, then they complain later, and they will be complaining until their kingdom come. They will complain and pass it over to their posterity. Now their posterity now will go to church. Pastor and reverend fathers and the Namuma will tell them it is a generational curse. You don't know that it is the type of decision you make because you are scared of people, because you don't know your fundamental right. You don't know what is business, proposal and business, plan. You don't understand that everything has principle. You believe just because you start a business with a small money, and you started getting money to abaka mombo bụ ego nni na, so you started getting money for ego nni. At the end of the day, you believe that na ị na-emeka business na nwere onye ka ga-eme business. Enwe ya na-akpọ politics, international politics, both in business, in commerce, international politics, foreign policies. You will have your own policy as much as they have their own policy, and your policy must be able to protect you from any autonomy coming from any person. That your policy would be able to protect you. If it is not protecting you, it is not a policy, it is on one side. So that is the reason why you have to make, and you must have friends, you must have allies. You must have friends and allies. And these allies, you cannot form them because you believe that you cannot form them believing on what they will do for you all the time. You must know what you are forming them, the type of things that they get to achieve. The reason why French supported Biafra, they want our oil. They wanted our oil. Believe you me. The reason why they supported Biafra, they wanted our oil free of charge. Exactly. That's why they supported us. You will see what is happening in Niger Republic, Burkina Faso, Mali, Gabon. You will use it to. So that is the reason why our people need to understand and wake up to know that ife na-eme anyị si anyị n'aka, principalities and power. You need to create a better principle that will shield you in order to engage their own principle. It is not spiritual. It is not a boogie. It is not a demon. It is principle, law. Principle, law. That is the reason why the people form multilateral organization called BRICS bloc in order to use the principle they will bring up using their economics and put together to form an economic powerhouse and to have a currency that will give them alternatives to avoid futuristic challenges of dollar embargo on them. When we understand it, we will know that Relationship, friendship, you have something that you are targeting from here. They have something they are targeting from here. Don't allow what they are targeting to be bigger than what you are targeting. Make it to be equal. Always, of course, if you cannot make it to be on your side, better. You make it to be equal. It will not be, symbiotic. It will be a good relationship, healthy relationship, beneficial relationship from to both sides. Very, very important. I am going to leave it here. We've been here for over 2 hours. This is where I'm going to leave it. Great and wonderful people of Biafra, lovers of freedom all over the world. I believe that we are going to still come back. Of course, you see this stupid woman. These are for now
Bless my love.
nonsense. On our I want to bless my love because Ekperima in Finland gave her the money belonging to Biafra. Today achụpụghị ya. Unu na-enwezi ihe eji ụmụada eme. The same ụmụada ahụ achụpụ kịta wụ the same ụmụada eji wee sialụ unu asị na DOS egbugo ozu na DOS Chike Doziem ha ejego ha eburugo jip jee mgba na Naijiria, ha eburugo ego ha letara na Nnamdi Kanu jee gbaa jip jee lụọ ụlọ jee mee nka. The same ụmụada a ka eji wee postu ọlụ a. The same ụmụada ka eji steji ọlụ agwụgo na achụpụgo ụmụada. Ihe eji achụziri ụmụada na ego adịghị apụtazi ka o si apụtavụ and ụmụada na-achọ lion share. Onye nwa ka eji chụpụ Azụka, onye isi ụmụada ịbịa replace Nelly. You came to replace Nelly. They sideline you, you go and hide your face. A coward. It's an act of cowardice. They evict, in fact, they ostracized you. You go and hide your face because you are a criminal. What are you going to come and say? Dude, you've killed our people. What are you going to come to say? That all of a sudden, monkey. All of a sudden, your prime minister is now your crime minister. All of a sudden, the only man that is looking for Biafra people is now a greedy man. He is now the man that is embezzling the money because you have embezzled. Everything he has committed is on you. That's why you will not be able to come out to challenge him. This money now he made in Finland, it is going to now be on him alone, no longer coming to you. Because atụta ga-atụ ụta na atụfu n'elite ụta gị Azụka, ụmụ nwaanyị na-apa akpa mmadụ na Amerịka, ụmụ akata ụdị ndị avụla akpa batabeghị ọmampụzi apụ kama ọ chụpụ gị n'ụlọ ahụ bụrụzie n'ụlọ ahụ. These are the type of people. That is the reason why Simon used them, dumped them. Simon used them, dumped them, because Simon thinks like oppressor. He has the mindset of oppressor. That's what Simon had. He has a mindset of oppressor because what the type of things our people go to learn in Europe, if you are not careful, you will learn the mindset of oppressor, especially within their political framework. That's what he was able to learn. And he is using it to, oppress people in the name of his fighting for their freedom. Because when I oppress you, you'll be loyal. That's what he does. As he sidelined Nelly, Azuka Babata, Filia Mecha, you can never break a relationship to form one. I've been telling these people, had he been this criminal in Finland decided that he come up, he started doing his own thing, using his own name, using his own brand, not Mazen Nnamdi Kanu or IPOB brand, because you cannot try to, say you are defending Mazen Nnamdi Kanu without working within his instruction. Or you are going in the footstep of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu without following the instruction that is already given within the code of conduct, if there is, if it is written thereof. You cannot, go against his principles just because you want to claim you are more radical than him. This is not about radicality. Hamas provided their radicality. What happened to them? their innocent people is being sent to extinction. Innocent people, they might still be in the tunnel. Maybe none of them has ever, gotten injured, or maybe they're dying, they are fighting, but it will not be as the innocent people who are feeling the heat of what they've done. So that is the reason why you follow the principle, not come to introduce your own new principle. If you know you want to introduce your own new principle, create your own brand. Your own brand, call it your name, do it in your name, everything that you are doing on you. Then if we have to follow you, we follow you. Because all these things I want to lead. Ebunye nna chukwu napụ ekwensu ka ewele anya gị ga-ejidenwu. That's something people don't understand. Anybody who is fighting to be a leader, I must be a leader. He's a criminal. That is the reason why they tell you na ana amụ eze amụ. Ana amụ eze amụ. Ọ na-esi n'akara aka. If you have leadership, ọ na-esi n'akara aka. Unless more leadership in school, you go there na school. Nke leadership in business, you go there na school. But ị ga-enwegodu love for it first. You edeji nchakpụrụ anya wee nweta ya. Onya nwa mee eji wetala anyị demokrasi ka ewere nchakpụrụ anyị wee na-enweta leadership wee control anyị. Iwere nchakpụrụ anya kwa African democracy, onye ga-ekwuli ya, onye ga-ekwulu unu. Ọlọzi emechaa ya akpọ CNN, kpọọ BBC, kpọọ all of this news channel, a report that Tinubu have won the election. The report, what will you do? Onwe ife ị ga-eme? Ịnyụ arọ mansi dị sef. Ịpụtazi efu ụmụ nke ha na-eme noise. Ha mechie noise eje mebie ụlọ ndị mmadụ, emebicha ụlọ ndị mmadụ ha agbalụ. Mbọsị ahụ a ga-abịa mebie ụlọ ndị mmadụ ha agbalụ na Ambazonia or Bakassi jezo kwụrụ na main road eme vidio ebe ndị mmadụ ada agazi aga. Kwụrụ di eme vidio, a na-eme vidio na-etu ọnụ na-aba. Efilie na-abata ya na mba. Ha marọ na enwe ihe a na-akpọ diplomatic move. We are gaining traction. Our struggle is gaining traction. But gradually, we will get there. Ọ bụ na ịma ife, ịmara asụsụ ọnụ ikwu, ịmara asụsụ ọnụ ọdụ, ọlọtọ pilot lụkpagharịwa, o emegide crash aida na mgboko nke ga-aga ị na-akọ ọtọ pilot. Nnamdi Kanu ọgwa gị na enwe ya dịka ọtọ pilot. These are useless set of individuals. Look at anụ ọhịa yi translucent dress or pants, or what do you call it? It is not even a pants. It's what do you call it? It's underwear. It's underwear. It is a pants shimmy. It is shimmy trouser. Bena agbalu na egwu na social media. Iftakwa ikpọ ya nwunye mmadụ. Ndị ga-abịa abụrụ unu prime minister, ndị ga-abụrụ unu leaders in Biafra, ndị ga-abịa represent unu in Biafra struggle. Why kwan King Kardashian nwe level niile onwe ifunu gị ka ọ bịa close si na ọ na-azọ politics America. Na onye ọbụla nwe field ya, onye asị na ọtọ ka ọ ga-agba, o kwesịrị ịgbọla ọtọ, ọ wụrụ oje represent ndị na-agba ọtọ. Ọ bụ ebere nke ya dị. Oyi o kwesịrị iji na-eme ọ gbapụtasị unu na ọ na-eje emelu unu Biafra na ọlịda unu aka na-ekwe create anụ ọhịa na-atụ ọtọ ụmụ nwanyị n'ime afịa. Atụ ọtọ ụmụ nwanyị n'ime afịa, ya nwa na-eje represent na United Nations. Ọ bụrụ mkpali ka ọwụ. It is an insult to our people. Ọtụ ọtọ ụmụ nwanyị asị na ọkwa ịdị ọta anụ a na-azọ Biafra, a na-eme na a na-azọ Biafra. Ọ bụrụ ọtọ nwanyị tụọ na social media na ọ bịago United Nations. Somebody who does not even respect women. So there will be a gender disparity in Biafra land. That's what they will say. There will be a gender disparity. It becomes problematic. They will say, no, we don't trust these people. These people are fanatic about what they do, what they believe in. And these people are, they are extremists. These are the type of how they will label us. In their mind, they will not tell you because you have the right to sue them to court. That's why they know that you have the right to sue them to court because you are Nigeria. You are Nigeria, a place, banana republic, where you don't have any right. You don't even have right to sue a police who slap you for no reason to court. Talk more of suing somebody in the international stage to court. You can sue any organization to court. You can sue them, except if Of course, when we talk about international criminal court, which is run by known as the Roman status, if you see to them, they are the ones who, the people who run it or control it. There are five members who make decisions in the United Nations Security Council. There are there are five members who holds the monopoly. If they say that the vote of everybody does not count, it does not count. Are you aware of that? So these these are the things you need to know. These are the things you need to know. The same, if they don't want to entertain it, it means that they are benefiting from it, so they will not entertain it. That is the only reason why you cannot, you might not go to ICC. But you see a state court, you see, if somebody now, like, you see these people, international, you see international organization, what do they call them, international index, for organized crime index, global organized crime index. And they wrote that Biafra people have killed more than 1,000 people. We, knowing that we haven't killed anybody, we can charge them to court and ask them to provide their statistics, and show them we have killed people. We can. It is there. You can ask them to show you the evidence that we have killed people, because it is actually tarnishing the image of Biafra, of the movement. But sometimes they will be very intelligent. They will say separatist movement. Now, when they tell you separatist movement, well, immediately they write the name IPOB there. It means that it is attributed to a particular organization. So you have the right to defend yourself, to say you haven't killed this person, because those things they are writing is being used to do your hearing in a place where you are not aware of. Because there is always a hearing about you when you are fighting for freedom. People believe that no, you are fighting for freedom, people are not seeing it. They are doing hearing, strategizing to see if at all they will be able to come in, how they will make you to lose hope, or how they will find a way to assuage. Remember, assuage is trying to make something to look fair while it is not really fair. That's, for lack of a better word. That's why I use the word assuage. It is a type of manipulating situation. So they will find a way to manipulate a particular situation. So if we understand it, it works for us. If we don't understand it, we will continue to wallow in our ignorance. And if you are wallowing in your ignorance, don't look at other people and think that these other people wallowing in their own ignorance in a different department. Don't look at yourself and think you are smarter than them or you are better than them. Everyone is entitled to their opinion at the end of the day. All you need to know is present a better argument that will supersede their own that is already on the table. And then you will now see yourself as a better person and a wiser person. For me, you see Azoka, she's a coward, a serious coward. She was ostracized upon all the journey, insult he has, she has acquired from the criminal in Finland. For the sake of the criminal in Finland, he ostracized her just like that. And she's hiding. She's in a hiding. Instead of her coming out to educate people, to tell them the reason why, so that if she actually meant well for anybody, if not for the pocket or her interest that they are fighting for, she would have come to tell you, this is what happened, this is this and that, I am not guilty, this is what happened, I followed this man by mistake, I didn't know because I was actually intrigued by one, two, or three, And I have discovered that this man is actually not fighting for freedom, because all he is looking for is to be, the man in charge, so that he will be meddling in the money and the affair of IPOB, or that this man is a double agent. She discovered it. That is the reason why she decided that she will no longer work with him, or she questioned him, and he refused to give her an answer. Then she decided to turn, some 90 degrees, because not 120 yet. So not 180 yet. So she decided to turn 90 degrees, and at the end of the day, this is what he made me do, because I was following him blindly. So these are the type of things you will see on people. You will know that these people are really, they know what they were doing, because they have killed people. Blood is involved in what they are doing. So you must come and clear yourself, or you must come and incriminate yourself, or you must come and incriminate your, boss, if at all he was your boss, or you guys are just, I always tell you people that the only thing that will always make you people that will be problematic amongst you people is issue of money. The issue of money handling. And that is it, but people might not know. Lion share, who is getting the lion share, who controls the funds, what are you doing with the funds, is always the issue. As long as you people are not, you people are not actually putting the interest of the people first. You put your interest and you want to be the one in charge. You will always fight amongst each other, because why would you tell me like this? Why would you instruct me like this? Umuada, Umuada highway, Umuada ka. The idiot. Oh no, I don't have that. My phone is off. You see those fools where they are doing their Umuada story. You see them. How did he pronounce sacked every Umuada highway in this autopilot has been nullified. There is no longer nothing. There is nothing like Umuada again in this autopilot. Criminal. But they are our women, our Umuada, special Umuada. Ma ndị na-ekpe nzu n'anya ndị dibịa anya nzu, anti ụmụada, achụpụ Nelly. Amarọ na a na-achụpụ Nelly ka ha nọchie maka ife Nelly na-enweta, or ife Nelly na, accolade, or ego ha na-ezute. Fa achụpụ Nelly tụọ ọtọ ya through a bastard that doesn't have shame. If a person that is very, very spiteful, wicked, and stupid, ọtụọ ọtọ Nelly everywhere gbasaa, Nelly alapụrụ unu social media gba ọsọ. Ọ bụkwa onye alụlụma na nke ya, ọnya ka o ji deserve ya. Amarọ m nke a ga-atụ maka Azuka, nyanwa ka o jibe pụta, because ọma na ọ pụta ọgba akpa m ekperi ma gbawashia ya isi. Ọgba akpa m ekperi ma gbawashia ya isi. So ọma na onyanwa mere na ọ chọrọ ịpụta, maka ọma na ọlụgo ana fụ eze enu. Onye alụgo ana fụ eze enu. Enwere ma voice note ya, eweli ife nwere about nyanwa. Nke ọtọ ka m amarọ, because achọghị m ikwu ya m amarọ. But enwe ife a ga-eji lụọ ya ka m. Exactly. Ọgwụmfu ka ejimako si rụcha nke ya ga oje dọji ya. A na-emezi vidio kịta anwụ, ọ na-etinye iru kunu ma na ọka nọkwa ya. Oyi ejimako na-emezi, ọ na-etinye iru ụta kunu ma na ọka nọkwa ya. Oh, let's meet some other time. Until then, stay safe, stay informed. Share the video. You're watching on Judge Money Blog. Share the video on YouTube. Like and share the video wherever you are watching from. Share the video. Invite others to join. And follow the page where you are watching from. Until we meet again. We are live anywhere and direct. It is 16 minutes on top of the hour. I believe in land of Biafra it is 16 minutes after 11 o'clock. In the land of Elohim, where there is a zero latitude and zero longitude. the land of the rising sun, where the sun is going to rise from the east, and the whole world will feel the shine of that sun. It will shine upon the good people of the world. And so shall it be. Bye for